Hi everyone. If you're watching the show live, hey, how's it going? I'm just sitting here jamming. I was thinking about getting a Jaws harp. That's that bit that goes doing doing ding doing doing ding doing doing doing. I haven't got one yet though. What's this? Your lass. Is there a capo? Where is my capo? I'm missing a capo. Where is my capo? Mother. I don't know where my capo is. I had a capo somewhere. Live for yourself, my man. You never know what's in your heart. Weak little lion man, you'll never be as brave as you were from the start. Rate yourself and rake yourself. Take all the courage that you fucking had left, like. You wee bastard, ya. I can't play that. Skype calls a funky tune, innit?
Things happening.
Things happening. Hello.
Yeah. Chinny.
Can I?
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna play 4 chords,
Alright, okay.
and you're gonna guess what the song
It's a quiz
is.
already.
Company on the crouton.
You're gonna guess what the song is.
Okay.
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 And I pray, oh my God, do I pray. What's going on?
You could have also said,
Probably about a million other songs, to be fair.
you could have also said, when
that
you
right?
forgot to pay your rent, but don't worry.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's kind of.
No.
Don't worry.
All right, I got it right. Oh,
You did get it right. Stu keeps talking at me. I can't hear a word he's saying. Only the echoes in my mind. I don't know. You know.
Ginger Bowl.
Yeah. You right?
Ginger balls.
Are we going to say random stuff for the start of the show, Duke?
Start random stuff things.
And then, I never did a sticky white love piss before.
And so, okay, here's the thing. My toes were inside the crocodile's mouth, but my foot budged through his eyeball.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen kangaroos play the triangle so well.
After last week's show, I was so drunk that I woke up with my head wedged between the toilet and the wall.
See, you're not getting
I'm
the...
only putting in my head wedge.
That's actually true, by the
So,
way.
like, you're not getting the aim of this game here, Stu, because
It needs to be
you're
above
saying
and
things
beyond
that are
the-
factual.
No, it's not true, but it is plausible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we ready to
Stu
start?
keeps talking at me. I can't hear a word it's saying. Only the games in my mind. I think we're done.
Yeah, go.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers.
Really?
What
else did you want to discuss?
Playing this week. News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite sayers.
My favorite time.
It's the veteran gamers.
Zip it about.
It's the veteran gamers.
I am Rick Monday.
It's the veteran gamers. Yeah, boy. Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Hello and welcome to episode 469 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 469, and we're right on time. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
Isn't it weird to think that when people listen to this, they'll be listening to it in the future?
Like next
Where is
year
that?
and stuff.
Yeah, wow. I'll say it. I'm
What's up
liking
there,
it.
2019? How you doing? Are things better there? I hope.
Yeah, is it good? Has
Thanks, always
President Trump been ousted? Has that happened?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Let's hope it happens.
Yeah, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Happy almost end of 2018, y'all. It's been a fun year.
It has. Can I just start with an apology, I guess?
Uh-oh.
For a couple of reasons, a couple of things.
This is
I
the
need to-
announcement section of the show,
It is, I need
Stu,
to-
and the announcement
Yeah.
is you're massively sorry.
I'm massively sorry. Yeah. One for being very inebriated by the end of last week's show.
Oh, it made the
Yes.
show better. What's the problem? You're fine.
So there's that. Also, apologies for not reading any emails out.
I know, that's bad.
What's he
that's
like?
bad. I don't think I could have done. I
No.
probably wouldn't have been able to focus.
The
properly
show
to
was
read
3
them.
hours long.
And it was long enough.
We had people. We had a person on Twitter saying, "Too long.
It's too long. It's too long.
It's too long."
I'm
So
like, whatever,
imagine
it's
if we
once a
read
year.
emails.
Get a grip. On top of that, obviously, apologies to Derek's hands for not doing his quiz, which I'm assuming he spent a lot of time sorting out.
We're going to do that now, though, right?
We're going to do that right now. Yeah, we're going to do that in a
We said
minute.
we were going to do it at the beginning of this show. We'll
We
do it
did.
now.
We did. But I still need to apologise. It should have been on the Christmas show, and it
You
wasn't.
need to apologize. I don't need to apologize
It's
for nothing.
still Christmas.
It is still Christmas. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to apologise for. Funnily enough, when you sent the file to me, Duke, right, when I was obviously sober enough to listen to it,
Yes.
I thought, yeah, I was so drunk, right? I thought, I'll have a listen, see how bad it sounded. But like, beginning of the show, a little bit merry, not too bad. By the end of the show, very drunk.
Mhm.
Very drunk.
Yeah.
I had a listen. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I was like, oh, yeah, it sounds...
Hey, well,
I'm obviously
Ernest
drunk,
Hemingway
but
said-
not...
Ernest Hemingway said, "Write drunk, edit sober," and that's what you did.
Exactly. I did. So, yeah. One of them things. It's Christmas. It's a tradition. I do it every year somehow.
Get wrecked.
Exactly. Not this week though. I'm
Get
working tomorrow,
crunk.
so that ain't
Yeah,
happening.
oh.
That ain't happening.
You working New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Yes, I am all
But you-
day until.
I don't
Till
get
5
that
o'clock.
clip, Duke. I want to talk to you about that clip. I don't get that clip.
Well, if you were to play Life is Strange, you would know that at one point you go in the club and there's a song where it features this woman talking about going out into the club where uncertain body language, me speaks the money speaks me. If it ain't got the money, then we don't want it. Something
You've
like that.
explained it, and somehow I'm more confused.
It's a good song. It's not the type of song I usually listen to, but it is good, you know?
Oh,
It
well.
is, no, and Life is Strange is. You know,
All right,
generally-
let's not turn this
Well, you
into
had
a
to bring it up
fucking...
there.
No, fucking shut
Hold on,
up.
Is it time for this quiz? Are we doing the quiz?
Is there anything else we need to?
Well, there's
sort
Armar's
out?
in the chat,
Said
by
we
the
were
way.
starting with this. Why don't we start with this?
Armar's
Yeah,
in the
but
chat.
Armar, right?
He says
but I'll do
hello.
a big shout out at the end, but I'll explain that later.
Yeah, we know.
for
You've been
Armar.
making a res reply with him.
How do you
Derek's-
know? Has he been telling you? Has he been telling you on Slack?
I know things. Also, we
You're like
share...
the freaking the guru.
Also,
knows.
because you have this thing about not having your own fucking Twitter account, so now I get to read all your DMs. So
Oh, the direct messages of
Yeah,
him. Yeah,
um,
that makes sense.
Not that I want to. I get fucking alerts from them. So get your own fucking Twitter account, Stu. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Shut up.
do
Don't matter.
Or get your own.
Derek Sain says he literally spent minutes sorting out the SpeakPipe quiz. So but that's minutes you'll never get back, Derek.
Can I just say that was deemed sexual in some way? Not sure how.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Right. Okay. The quiz. Let's do this.
Let's do the quiz. Come on.
All right. So the
Quiz.
quiz. Huh?
Me? Just
The
fucking
quiz.
do it. Don't stop
Big
him.
Hell,
Fest
dude, come on.
package number 1. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, let's get straight into the quiz questions.
We are.
Oh, hey.
Batman game does the story start off on Christmas Eve?
On which Batman game does the story start off on Christmas Eve? I have no
I
idea.
got it. I got it. I got it.
Arkham City.
No, wrong. Batman
it
Arkham
not?
Origins.
Oh, you see, I didn't play that. That's a shit one.
Me neither. I don't know. All right. Let's assume Shinny's right. He has 1 point.
Number 2, who produced the 1963 album A Christmas Gift for You?
Pink Floyd.
60s.
No
Yeah,
idea.
Pink Floyd.
We'll
Okay.
go with that.
7
Nat-
years old.
Nat
then.
King Cole.
All
Well,
right.
that
Shinny,
sounds
Nat
more
King Cole.
appropriate.
Stu, what do you think?
David
I'm gonna say
Bowie.
Elvis Presley.
No
Marilyn
idea.
Manson.
Yeah, there you go. A Christmas gift for
Ed
you.
Cochran.
It's filled with feast.
Christmas is coming. That's how he sings.
Number 3.
Here we go.
Which game has DLC levels called The Fight Before Christmas and The Santa Claus? Number 4,
Wait.
Which video game has the Fight Before Christmas and the Santa Claus?
I'm going to say Saints Row the Third.
Oh, that's a good guess.
But other than that, I've no clue. That is a pure guess. Because it just sounds like something they
What was
do.
the question again, Duke? Say that again. What was it?
What is the... Here, I'll just play it.
The Fight Before Christmas and The Santa Claus?
Those are the DLCs of what game?
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Nobody
know.
knows.
No.
Nope. We're just skipping it.
Number 4, the Jewish festival of Hanukkah has how many days? And how many sides does a dreidel have? And how many slots are there on the menorah candelabra?
All right. There's 8 slots on the menorah candle. There are 8 nights in Hanukkah, and there are 4 sides to a dreidel.
Dreidel.
There you go. We'll go with that.
Questions for Jews.
No.
I found that question very Jew-centric.
Yeah,
an offensive-
And
offensive
That's
to.
the problem. Occasionally, you have a question that's not for the goyim.
I
Hey.
found that offensive to non-Jewish people.
Yeah, I did.
I always have to bring this up. It's always about you, and not about Jew. All right, here's the next one.
1996 movie Jingle All the Way. What is the name of the toy being searched for by Arnold?
Mega Bot or something. I've no idea.
Sinbad.
No, it's something like Mega Bot or Super Bot or
The Super Jew.
Mega.
Jew, that's a great toy. All right, here comes the next one.
Number 6, in the Charles Dickens story A Christmas Carol, in which year is it set? Is it 1860, 1865, or 1870?
Ah, crap. I know that
Oh.
one.
I don't know.
Hey, 65. We'll go 65. I'm going.
Yeah, why not?
Are you going with that? Are you
I'm going to go
number one?
1985.
Third book questions.
Number 7, it's the first sound question, so all you need to do is name the song and the band or singer.
That's one of Tara's favourite Christmas songs as well. I don't know.
I have no idea who sings it.
What is it? You should know then.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone. or something.
I'm going to say Mr. Jew. Don't know.
Oh, we were supposed to do.
Okay.
Oh, there's like a series of them. Well, obviously, the last Christmas
now we
and
go.
DMC.
Yeah, DMC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was another one.
Next one.
Now you see, Kylie did a version of that, but that isn't the one.
Isn't it Marilyn Monroe did the
Is it
original?
Marilyn Monroe? It could be actually, or Judy Garland or someone like that.
I think it was
Garland.
I don't know.
It wasn't fucking Judy Garland.
Nobody knows.
But
Next.
whatever.
Okay, and number 8, in which long-running TV show was it asserted that the Japanese people believed Santa lived on the moon?
Oh, that's on The Simpsons. Yeah. In Japan, they call him what is it like? Mr. Red Suit, and he lives on the moon. Jolly Happy Man. I don't know something.
And part 2 coming up.
All right, part 2.
Ooh, part
More
2.
questions, or is it like the answers?
Might be the
now?
answers, yeah.
No, I reckon there's more.
3 messages here, so let's just find out.
Oh, okay.
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 Okay, question 9.
Oh, there's more questions. Damn.
Which GameCube game involves a visit from...
No, nobody cares about GameCube games.
Shut up. Fucking GameCube.
Yeah,
the
fucking
shit.
GameCube was
Fuck
shit.
off. Rewind.
You're right, GameCube was
Oh.
shit. That's what you just said, isn't
Hey,
it?
shut the
Stop
fuck up,
it.
Stu.
Which GameCube game involves a visit from Jingle the Reindeer on Christmas Eve?
Oh,
Mm.
no. It wasn't.
Yeah, come on, big GameCube defender. What's the answer?
Fuck off. That's my answer.
No one gives a shit.
Question 10. Which actor played the lead in the movies Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Stupid ass movie.
I think it's a great,
Remember-
great Christmas movie because it's like an anti-Christmas movie in a way, isn't it? It's like it's lovey-dovey,
It's not, actually.
but
It's
it's
a very
like, but it's
Christmas
proud,
movie.
but it's black dark humor, but it's funny.
He acts like he doesn't care, but he does.
And which N64 games had levels
Fuck
called
N64.
Peak?
Can you play that again, Duke? Because some dickhead was talking over it.
Number 11. Which N64 games had levels called Freeze Easy Peak, Cool Mountain, and Frosty Village?
Super Mario 64.
No, I think it was Banjo-Kazooie.
You might be right. I don't know. Shit anyway. Shit console.
Let me know when you're done complaining, Stu.
All right.
Who sang the first line of the 1984 song Do They Know It's Christmas?
Band-Aid.
Elton John.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Band-Aid.
Christmas time. I'm trying to think of the voice who sang
band
it.
is? Hey, hey.
Dizzy Rascal.
No. I think it
Do
was
they know it's
Paul
That's not what
Young.
it sounds like.
Paul Young I'm going for.
Number 13, another sound question. All you need to do is name the movies.
Happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap dance with Danny Kaye.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
There you go. I'll just go with that.
What he said.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah.
God, what did I just say? Trying to play this next sound clip. Be
All
quiet.
right, okay, go on.
It was our ditch. It was our packages, boxes of bags.
I have
Was
no
it
idea.
Miracle
what
on
it is.
34th Street, I think.
Maybe.
It sounds like someone angry.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
What do you want, all right? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around and pull it down.
Pull it
That's It's a
down.
Wonderful Life because that's
Yeah,
Jimmy's.
it is. It's a wonderful life, yeah.
Number 14, who composed the soundtrack to A Charlie Brown Christmas?
That was Miles Davis.
Danny Dyer.
I think it was Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah.
What the fucking hell's going on here? Fuck it.
Fuck his Brexit.
Yeah, fuck Charlie Brown, the fucker.
Time to be quiet.
Okay.
15, which games system or console had the games Snowboard Kids and Snowboard Kids 2?
64.
Okay.
And number 16, which of Santa's reindeer is missing from this list? Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Donner, Blitzen, and Rudolph.
I know.
And in part 3, we'll have the answers.
Anybody?
Go on.
It was
No, go.
it was
Cute.
crack addict.
Yeah, it's
Crack
Cupid.
actor
You
was
say
right here
Cupid?
and smoked a lot of crack all
Yeah.
day.
He was
And
a-
if you ever saw him, you would say, you need to put that crack away. Other reindeers used to laugh at his crack addiction. They didn't realize it was causing his family a lot of pain and suffering, and they had an intervention.
Dancer,
Went
Prancer,
back-
where's your brother, crack addict? He's smoking crack again.
Can we just clarify, Duke?
Drug
You said
addiction's
Cupid.
hilarious.
Was it Cupid you said, Duke?
Yes.
Yes, I think you're correct. I think it is. Oh. Okay, let's have the answers. Let's see how
I
shit we
was
do.
trying to play it, but you were talking.
Well, I'm not sure.
Dude, you don't
just
have to get
randomly play it.
angry every
Yeah,
time
don't get
Stu
angry.
accidentally talks over it.
Yeah,
I'm
shut
sorry.
up.
I know it's your
Alright,
brand,
ready?
Duke, but you just need to calm
ready?
down.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the answers were number 1, Batman Arkham Origins.
Bitch.
Hey, Jimmy got 1 point.
Yeah, well done, Ginny.
So Spectre,
Nope, we got that one wrong.
3, Saints Row 4,
Oh, you said Saints Row the third. You said
Wrong.
Saints Row the
You were
third.
wrong.
Oh. Half a point for getting Saints Row, though. Come on.
No.
Okay, so Stu has
No.
a half point and Jimmy
No.
has.
Come
No.
away.
Here we
I'm
go.
tracking
Next,
the
next
points.
answer. Be quiet.
number 4. The Hanukkah answers were 8, 4, and 9.
Yeah. What? I got 2 points. I should get 3 points because that's 3 questions.
No, you shouldn't. You should get no points because you should know
Trying to
that.
Shoot me up here. Okay, so I have Chinny and I each have 1. Stu has a half a point.
I have a half.
I'm
5,
tracking him.
Turbo Man,
Turbo man.
I don't remember the question.
I think it was the one you said Banjo Kazooie for.
Yeah, it might be.
Next question. Next answer.
number 6. The year was 1860.
Oh, you said
Ah.
65, but I don't even think that was an answer, was it?
No.
Mm.
All right.
Number 7. Christmas songs were Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses,
The Waitresses.
Christmas and Hollis by Run DMC,
So I get a third of a point for that?
Oh, I don't know. Who cares?
Santa Baby by Madonna.
Santa
Oh,
Baby.
fucking Madonna.
did a version of it.
I don't know. Y'all said Marilyn Monroe. That's a big compliment to Madonna, I suppose.
Well,
Oh,
8. The show was The Simpsons.
Yeah. That's a point for me. So I
Yeah.
got 2 and a third points.
I'm tracking him.
9.
Okay.
The GameCube game was Animal Crossing.
Oh, you got that one wrong.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mm,
Yeah, whatever.
Number 10. Billy Bob Thornton.
Hey, one for me.
11. The games were Banjo Kazooie,
Boom.
Mario 64, and Diddy
Oh.
Kong Racing.
They was all from different games.
How about that?
I got
Oh,
one.
well.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
got
got one. You got one.
Number 12. It was Paul Young.
Whoa! Get
Is
me.
that what you said?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that was good.
Good job.
13. Christmas movies were National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and
Uh,
It's a Wonderful Life.
Hey.
Yay.
Well, so I got 2 of those, so I get 2/3 of a point combined with my other third.
No,
of
I'm taking away the thirds and just counting them as points.
Okay.
Number 14 was Vince Guaraldi.
Who?
Who?
What? How, when?
What?
Vince Guaraldi. We all got it wrong.
15, the game system was the N64.
Bitch.
Hey,
Well
is
done,
that
Ginny.
right?
And finally, 16, the missing reindeer was Cupid.
Yeah.
Ah, well done, Duke.
Okay, the
So,
results are
Get
in.
drum
Duke.
roll and we can find out who won.
Duke, you got 6 points. Stu, you got 2.5. And Chinny,
Hey.
I got 3. Duke is the winner.
Duke, the winner!
Yay! And to celebrate, here's DMX doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Come on! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw him, you would even say it close. Come on, come on! All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, come on! Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you ride my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeers loved him, as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer,
Come on.
you go down in history forever. You go down in history forever. You go down in history. What?
Yeah, DMX. All right, here's
Do you
the
know
rest.
what, though? Do you know
Right.
what? Well,
Yes.
look, it's fine him doing a version of that song, but at least get the words right.
You're going to complain to DMX about not pronouncing everything perfectly?
No, not pronouncing. He got what he said. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you ride my sleigh? I don't think Rudolph rode the sleigh. He guided
know
my
about
sleigh.
DMX. Have you
You know,
ever heard
look.
a DMX song before?
I don't care. He got the words wrong.
Well, you know what? I don't even know what to say. How about I'll say this? Turn it up! Come on, come on.
Woo! Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here.
Technically, you should say y'all are gonna make me lose touch with reality. And
Exactly.
And instead of saying up in here, you should say in this location and give clear directions to where you are.
it's not technically up in a place. You're in the place or you're not.
You're in the place, you're on the place, but you're not up it.
You need to be more grammatically with your words there, DMX.
I want a longitude and latitude coordinates for where you are. That would be the clearest way.
Look, I'm not saying you can't substitute words that mean the same thing. I'm saying you got the words wrong, all right?
Why does it matter?
Duke,
It doesn't
why
matter.
is DMX like legal issues so long? Like, why is he such a criminal?
Because that's what he does. It's a rough ride.
Wow. He's just like
Come on.
It's like his legal issues are longer than his fucking personal life
It
blog.
may be because people who come from rough areas of the world have trouble transitioning away from street life and street mentalities once they become big raps.
Yeah, but he started in 1986 by stealing a dog.
Street
Yeah,
life.
where my dogs at?
Where,
Come on.
where are my dogs at? No, seriously, I'm looking for my dogs.
Here's the rest of Derek's speak pipe.
Oh,
What,
okay.
there was more?
He's got something else he wants to say at the end. Now, shush.
Reindeer was Cupid. And I'll just say, keep on gaming, and I'll leave the last word to Mr. Armstrong.
Happy Christmas to all, and to all, good night.
Yay.
Very good night. And that goes with Satchmo too.
Yay, Satchmo. Now, that's a good way to end a speak pipe. Thank you, Derek. Good stuff,
There you go.
baby.
Right. As it's because this is the sort of New Year show,
New Year,
Game
new
of the
me,
Year
right. So
show,
this
looking
year,
past the New
right,
Year show.
This year, I'm just going to go on massive detox, going massive detox. Just going to flush all the shit out, because this year, new me, new you, new me, new year, new me. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Come on.
But what I'd like to do, right, before we start talking about our games of the year and what we've enjoyed playing and all that kind of stuff,
We're doing that tonight?
I thought
Are you
so.
serious?
That's what I thought we'd do.
I wasn't
Next
mentally
week it's
prepared for
fine
that.
by me because
To
I
be fair,
tell
I
you
only
what,
played 2 games that came out this year, but still.
still. We can do it next week if that's better. I don't mind. I'm easy.
I wasn't mentally prepared for it tonight.
Yeah, me
That's
neither.
all right. We can do it next week. So forget all that shit. But what I do is like what I'd like to do, right,
Pause.
Go on.
is just take a moment though, just to say what a great year it's been,
Yeah.
and tons of highlights of the year.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a crazy ass year. Obviously, it started with Chinny's stag do. I guess was the first thing that happened as a sort of an event, as it were. We had the meet up at the arcade club.
Yeah.
So we did
Stag
that
do
as
was
well.
after that, but now
That was after that. So yeah, meet up
What
first.
was meet up at the arcade?
I
club?
don't know. It's a long time
It
ago.
was
I forgot.
April, you bellend.
Anyway, so meet up, which was brilliant. Loads of people came, and Antonio, bless him, travelled for about 15 hours or whatever it was, some crazy
It would
amount
be
of time
quicker
together.
for Greg DeLacy to get there than it
It
would for
probably
Antonio.
would. It
Antonio
probably
always
would.
traveled furthest to get here.
It did. Oh,
Not,
travelled
not
for
at
the
EGX
longest
next year,
time.
though, because he's just going to
No.
be... over
That's
there.
right.
Yeah, straight into London town.
London.
So yeah, the meetup was great. We met Derek for the first time, and then we met a load of other people that we hadn't met before, and it was just a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, so we're definitely doing that again this year. Obviously, then Chinny Stag Do, which again was a lot of fun.
Hey, lads. Hey.
Loads of fun. That was loads of fun. And then some little thing happened where somebody from America just turned up out of the blue.
Yeah.
Which, if we're being honest, was probably the biggest highlight of the year. Well, it was for me anyway.
So
Awesome day.
Me and Tara was talking about the year and stuff like that, and we was talking about when we met Duke, and we looked at like some pictures of it and stuff, and Tara just went, "If we didn't get married this year, this would be the best day of the year." And I was like, "Yeah, it would." It was an amazing day. I loved it so much.
It was
And I have
just
to give a special shout out again to Chinny because he organized all the logistics of it. So we kept Stu in the dark. For those who don't know, it was a big surprise party, and Stu had
It
no
was.
idea
I had
that I
no
was leaving
clue.
the country. And so, yeah, I got to
And
meet.
a massive shout out to Kay really as well for doing her bit. You
She
know,
was
like,
very good. She was
Yeah.
very good. Shout
She
out
was
to the
very
wives.
good.
Dudes. It's the year in review, Duchess. This is what you do at the end of the year. Not all of us have time to run for city council.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
to reminisce about the year.
And obviously meeting the
Oh,
Duchess as
Diane.
well. We should mention that, shouldn't we? While you're mentioning the Duchess. Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
meeting the-
Met her too.
Money. Diane's hucking me to huck you about giving her money for her campaign.
What?
She's
We don't
running
even
for city
live there.
council.
What do we want to give her money for? What's she going on about?
Yeah, I know, right? Her platform is on the website, dianefor12.org.
there you
For
go.
$12,
Check it out.
did you say?
Make a donation.
I'll donate $1.
Yeah, you do that.
I will do.
Okay. Anyway,
yeah.
shout
So
out
that.
to everybody who came to the meetup. Verbal Rob and Richard Webster and Antonio and Mark Hanix and Robin Tate and Susan Linden Hall and Step J and who am I forgetting? Oh, Phil.
I'm forgetting loads of people.
Filthy. Who else?
Oh God, so hard to remember.
The meetup.
Yeah.
There's Step J, Kyle, Antonio.
Yeah.
Rob.
SLH was there.
Yeah.
Verbal Rob, Phil.
And Pete, of course. Ginger
Pete.
Balls.
Yeah, Ginger Balls.
Yeah. And Tara and I said Mark Hanix, Step J.
Yeah.
Stu was there.
I was
Kay,
obviously there.
Millie
was
Duchess.
there, yeah.
I think we got them all. Thank you, everybody. It was an awesome day. And thanks to the Dukes 92 for giving me this thing on my wall, reserved from 3 p.m.
You stole it from the thing.
I stole it.
Nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
And that picture with the look on Stu's face. Oh my God.
I know. That's always going to be the classic, I guess.
Yeah.
My stupid face. Did
Four
you
people
mention
playing music in the background? I went running in. Leroy Jenkins.
Richard Webster was there, by the way.
I was just going to say Richard Webster, but I wasn't sure whether you mentioned him. Yeah.
Mark Hanix was there.
Yep.
Yeah, Bongo. Did you mention Bongo?
No.
Yeah, Robin
was
Tate.
there.
Yeah, Bongo was there.
Yeah.
It was good. Fantastic.
Everybody. Loads of people.
Yep.
So good.
Wow.
So good. So that was that. And then the final highlight, I guess, was Chinny's wedding. So that happened as well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that because we had Extra Life and all that sort of stuff. We had a lot of good.
Oh yeah, it was that as well. But I mean, for me, because I wasn't really involved in Extra Life, so
Because you don't care about kids.
Because I don't care about kids who are old. Oh yeah.
Yeah, my wedding. I've got a video of that somewhere. Let's have a look. Where are we?
Let's have a look. Where's the video of that with the drone and stuff?
Yeah, I've got a video of it somewhere. Yeah, the wedding day was good. It all went well. You know?
There was retro gaming consoles available to play.
Yeah,
We just watched the Sherlock episode with the wedding. That was great.
We've been watching Sherlock, but we're still on season 1. Season 2, I think.
Sorry. Spoiler. Someone gets married later on.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Where's my fucking wedding? I don't know. My wedding somewhere. Here we go.
Yeah, your wedding somewhere.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I had a sandwich for lunch today. So
there's all sorts of highlights.
2018 as well.
It's just been a crazy year, I think, really. I think I've had more highlights this year than any year I can remember.
Especially when you went to the barber shop and they highlighted your hair.
Yeah, you go. I've got blonde streaks.
Yeah.
In my hair.
Cakes are beautiful.
Anyway, we do need to move on to some games, I guess, and in that case, because I've played nothing this week.
So does that mean I should go first?
Derek Sounds in the chat. I just want to acknowledge something in the chat. Derek said, did you know that Giant Bomb voted Red Dead 2 as the most disappointing and one of the best games of 2018? Seems the game that's equally loved and hated. I'm a massive fan of Giant Bomb, and I do listen to them, but you know, I don't care at the same time because I loved it. So fuck anyone else is my attitude.
Why were they disappointed?
Well, I listen to their show. I disagree with like most of the stuff they say sometimes because like, you know, they hate like Red Dead, and one of the hosts like hates Rockstar, like just generally thinks that Rockstar just wastes your time, and which I agree with, but I love it. So I don't know what you want me to say. And then some games they love that I don't.
Well, I mean, is there any video game developer you could not say that about? Oh, this video game developer really invests your time. It's really a good use of your time.
I suppose when you say time, using your time effectively in video games, it's like, are you having fun? You know, and I've heard a lot of people say, you know, I like Red Dead, I just don't have fun playing it, which is a fair criticism of the game.
Because you play it though, if you're not having fun. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I necessarily wouldn't
Yeah,
say.
you like something, not have fun.
Yeah, but
with it.
I don't think watching The Road is necessarily fun, right?
Yeah, fair.
But like,
But nobody plays Red Dead Redemption because they think it's an important story.
No, but it's a good
That's
one.
True.
it's a
Yeah,
Can
good
I
story.
just say
I
though?
would be compelled by the story, but then not be compelled by the gameplay, I guess.
I don't
If
know.
you want a game that wasted time, fucking Spider-Man wasted a lot of your time.
I love Spider-Man.
I didn't hate it. I was gonna say I hated it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't
I must
love it
say-
as much as a lot of people loved it.
Sorry, the footage of the wedding, god damn, that's done with a drone, I assume?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. That's very well done. Who was running the drone?
Tom.
You weren't doing that while you were getting married, right? Yeah, I do. Hang on a second. Look at this
No.
shot. Yeah.
No.
Right through the gazebo.
So Tom and I have the same drone. We have our personal drones,
Uh-huh.
and for anybody that's interested, they are DJI Mavic Air drones.
Oh, that's a good one. The DJI is great.
very, very good little drone. And yeah, so he brought his to the wedding. He filmed the wedding. He brought his to the wedding, and then I said, I'll stop everybody. We'll do the drone shot. And I did. And what makes me laugh about that drone shot is that Tara's cousin did not want to pose for it at all. So he's just got his arms folded through it. So I really like that shot.
And they
right,
made
I'm
us
gonna
do
start-
it twice.
Yeah, because the first one he didn't tilt the camera correctly. I spotted him not do it right, and I said,
You're
you
ruining
wanna-
my wedding.
no. I said, you want to do that again, don't you? And he said, yep. So yeah.
Nice.
So there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna start with what I've been playing because speaking of a certain game, I've had a week off, and as some people know, I went out and got an Xbox One,
Nice.
and I bought Red Dead 2, and I had the
Nice.
whole week off, so I've been playing a certain open world game where you do missions and have guns.
God, he's been playing
Saints Row
Mercenary. Oh. You're so fucking annoying, Duke. Sometimes. Do you know what I
can't
mean? You're so
explain it.
fucking annoying.
Explain it.
What the fuck is
Someone
wrong with you?
I started Red Dead 2. I enjoyed it. It is slow at the beginning, but I got to the point where you open up the.
Well, I don't think you necessarily mind that it's slow.
Why don't I mind that it's slow?
No, but I don't think you mind that it's slow. I think you're just not playing it
I did.
because
No,
it's
no,
a
I
new
was thinking about it.
investment.
Well, no, that's not the point. The point is, I was impatient to get going. I was really frustrated with how slow it was. I was like,
Oh.
I want to run around and shoot things and hunt and do whatever I want, not have to slog through the snow in order to investigate this barn over here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, that's not why I stopped playing it momentarily and stopped playing. That's why
I've stopped playing it. That's it. I've had enough. I'm an hour in. It's shit.
No, I mean that's the thing is I played more of it and I did the mission where the first bounty hunter mission where you go get the guy who's selling the poisonous tonics, and that was cool because you have to lasso him and all that. And I did the mission where you play poker for the first time, which is cool. I think poker's done very well. I played a game of dominoes. I had never played dominoes in real life, so I had no idea how to play, but the game taught me how to play. It's a very simple game, obviously.
you've never played dominoes.
Never played dominoes.
Then we played Bones, and I'm yelling domino. Plus, nobody I know got killed in South Central LA. Anyway, the point is, I was having fun with it. I was looking forward to playing it more over the course of the week. And then I was on Reddit at one point, and someone asked a question on our gaming suggestions about what game has the best character customization. And some people said Red Dead 2 has a lot of options for hats and outfits and whatnot. And then someone said Saints Row 3. And I was like, Saints Row 3. I played a little tiny bit of that. I own it. Why did I never play more of it? I don't know. I should go back to it. So I went back to it. That game is awesome.
Ridiculous.
Oh.
It's so
Jesus
good. It's very well
Christ.
done, that game. It's
Well,
sexist.
I think the craziest thing about this conversation is, right, that Duke went to the shop, bought a brand new console and a copy of Red Dead 2
Asked
just so he
everybody
could
to have
play it,
Yeah.
and then went, nah, fuck that, I'm going to play Saints Row the third this time.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm a weird person. I can't deny it. I
Play
don't
the
know,
fucking game, Duke. Just play the fucking
I
game.
will, but Saints Row 3 has a lot of different
Fuck
activities.
Saints Row 3.
So, tell us all about Saints Row the third,
The
which
best
came
thing
out
about
fuck
Saints
knows
Row
how
3
long ago. Go on, tell us.
Is at a certain 7 years. I looked it up. Uh,
2011 November 15th.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
At a certain point in the game, you get access to not only helicopters, so you can move around the map more quickly, but there's this organization called STAG, which is the military plus private contractors or whatever, and they had the most ludicrous equipment ever, including this airplane that turns into like a hovercraft. So you can like zip all over the town instantly, which is really nice because there's no fast travel, which is a pain in the neck. But
you're gonna love Red Dead 2 when you get into that then with no fast travel.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
I'm saying
spoilers
they have
in
a
Red
hovering
Dead.
jet.
There is a hovering horse that you can unlock.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
believe
you know
that's because of all the bugs in Rockstar.
There are
Hey,
very, very little bugs in Red Dead.
Yeah,
2.
I've seen nothing really glitchy.
very
about
few
those.
bugs. Technically, you should say very few bugs because it's a mass noun and a count noun.
Technically, you should play the fucking game that you bought.
Yeah, I'm not fucking saying throw the bird, you dick.
And the other thing I will say before I turn the mic over to someone else is the Duchess and I watched Bandersnatch
Oh
on
yes,
Netflix last night.
I watched
Or
it
as we're
today.
calling Blandersnatch. Heyo!
I've not played it yet, but I reckon it's probably not very good.
My
know,
brother
here's the
my brother was talking to me about it today. We had a meal today, and he says, "Oh, have you watched the new Black Mirror?" And I was like, "No, I watched that today." And my brother absolutely loved it. And this I know my brother's gonna be listening, so I know this is gonna wind you up. So I want to say this story, right? So I watched it, all right, and for the record, I thought it was okay. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was amazing. I didn't think it was like the worst Black Mirror episode. I thought it's well written and stuff, but I thought it was all right. And then I texted my brother. I said, like, I watched Bandersnatch. It was okay. And he said, "Did you watch it on the console?" I was like, "No, I watched it on because I've got like a Netflix like TV app, on my TV." I was like, "No, I just watched it on the TV." And he said, "You didn't watch it on the console. The controller rumbles." I went, "Pete, that is not the reason why I think like if I'd have watched it on the console and the controller rumbles."
Oh my god, the controller's rumbling!
I wouldn't have a different opinion of it. I would have had the same opinion.
Weird.
He was like, it really threw me off though. Oh my god, it was amazing. I was like,
But he loved Late Shift, didn't he? He really liked Late Shift.
yeah,
so.
and I'd like to play Late Shift because
It's good.
I would probably argue that Late Shift probably handles that format better than that episode.
I think it's interesting.
Duchess is that we've encountered this sort of thing, the idea of choose your own adventure video game storytelling in a lot of different formats. This is a lot of people's first introduction to it. So when we've played, Telltale games, especially Walking Dead and, Stanley Terrible and a lot of other games where you're making choices, we know that it often has no impact on the story, and the stories are usually not made better by the format. And I think that's the case with this story. It's a decent story, I guess, even though it spends a lot of its time on the whole, like, how do you know what's even real, dude?
Yeah.
Like, Matrix handles that well, Waking Life handles it well, Scanner Darkly handles it well.
My main issue with it is like it left me more frustrated than rewarded. You're like I feel like because now you're playing with a game format, right? And as soon as I thought I was like, yeah, you pick your Sierra and all that sort of stuff, and I won't give any spoilers away. But then I picked Sugar Puffs, by the way. Oh my god, spoilers! But like I went through it. But as you sort of make the wrong choice, the show lets you know that you've made the wrong choice, which makes me frustrated and go, fuck this. Like, now I've got to, like...
You see, what's interesting about that is do you remember Fahrenheit? That's what that did.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If you made a choice that the game went, you shouldn't have done that, it used to come up with some weird thing and you had to rewind.
That's not how it happened. And all I think is like, yeah, it's kind of cool that this idea has become like it's now become mainstream. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like this format has been old with gamers, and we've seen it already done better. I would argue, right, that fucking David Cage has handled this format better than.
Well. It's funny you should say that, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I read some interview, with the director or the writer who made this. And
Charlie Brooker's the writer.
Well, it was whoever was doing all the different like branching story.
Probably
paths.
be Charlie Brooker, yeah. Who's very, very brilliant.
No,
I love
woman.
Charlie.
It was some woman.
He worked with a team on this.
Yeah. So. And she was saying, "Oh, it was so difficult and so complex and complicated." And I'm like, "Have you seen how many branching story paths there are in Detroit Become Human? There's fucking hundreds."
Yeah.
And you think this was difficult? You know what I mean? And David Cage, I know we give him a lot of grief and stuff, but when you see how many different things were in Detroit, and you'd compare that to this, this is probably 10%.
You know
of
what?
that
The
game.
the person who directed it, you know what his name is?
No idea.
David Slade. It's almost David Cage.
That's so close. It's so
It's
close.
so close.
It's a pseudonym. I had the good time directing the Black Mirror, Mirror Noir.
You know, I thought it was
ultimately, I
good.
think it's worth watching.
It is
I'm not
worth watching.
annoyed by it. I was frustrated that they didn't do more with it. I thought they
Yes.
had a lot. I mean, because this is what Diane said. The Duchess said, this is Netflix's attempt to see if this is going to work. If it's got a positive response, we're going to see a lot more of it. And I said, you know what? Look, if Black Mirror can't blow me away with finding some new way to handle it or something powerful to say with it, I don't think it really is ever going to see something like that. The reason Walking Dead is a great game is not because of the choices you make. Those ultimately don't really have a huge impact on your experience. It's a good story, and this is an okay story.
And I think that's the other problem here is we've got, and I think it probably helps, like you said, Chinny, we've got non-game designers trying to design something that's a bit like a game, and I think they haven't got the expertise and knowledge and experience to pull that off in the same way that a game developer could do it.
The thing is, right, this isn't even new on Netflix, right? This is like old, right? The first thing to do this on Netflix was Puss in Boots.
Really?
Right?
Really?
Puss in Boots did it. And you could play Minecraft story mode on Netflix. So it ain't a new idea. So we nipped that one in the bud. I love Charlie Brooker. I love Black Mirror. I think it's a great show. And I think generally there are some points in Spoon Dispatch or whatever it's called that I like, that I think are really, really good and interesting, which I won't spoil now. But there are some parts of it that I was like, oh, this is cool. But it's almost like you see the potential, but it never reaches it. And it's annoying. And as soon as I found out there are wrong choices, and then it makes you sort of,
rewind.
No, maybe you should try again. And I was like, fuck that, because there's no way out then. And as far as I know, there's about 2 endings, and one was way better.
No, it's 5. I heard
5 is that?
5 different endings.
Well,
with
maybe
variations in each of them.
There's one ending which is way better than any of the others.
Yeah. That's true.
And I don't know. I just thought it was just a bit.
I want to say one thing. This is a spoiler, Stu, so I don't know if you want to go.
Don't give me no spoilers. I ain't watched this yet.
Well, I was going to give a spoiler warning and have you go silent or something, because I want to say it to Chinny.
Just a minute.
Right. So this is a spoiler for Black Mirror.
Yeah, skip ahead 2 minutes if you want to.
Snatch.
I don't know. How do I mute my earphones? Hold up.
Take your fucking earphones off.
Well, I guess I could do that. Hold up. I'll do that. How will I know when I'm... Oh, I'll just do it.
We'll text you when we're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not hearing us now, Stu?
Stu, you prick. You fucking... Your dick smells of weed.
Right. So the thing is, I don't know, Chinny, do you realize that there's a rating that what the guy gives on the TV for the score of the game is like your rating for how well you did in the game?
No, I didn't realize that.
Well, there it is. Yeah.
So what's that? Oh, okay.
Well, if you cut your dad up into pieces, then you have more time to yourself apparently, so you get the best rating of the 5 out of 5 stars.
The review of the game is how well you did, like how well you made the game.
Your score for playing.
I didn't cut my dad into pieces.
Obviously,
I just buried
there's
him.
the moral element that goes along with it, so it's different. If you want the best rating, you're going to have a disturbing moral element involved as well.
I just buried him. I didn't.
Yeah, me too. And I don't remember. I think it's one of the choices that comes way before the part where you actually kill him, whether you're going to cut him up or not. And apparently, you have a choice to there's an option at some point to kill the other dude. Now, let me ask you this. See, we should do... No, never mind. I was going to ask questions. Did you go this way or that way? We should do that when Stu's around. So.
Yeah, we'll do a spoiler cast. But the one thing I liked about it, the one ending that I liked was when you are the boy and you say, "Yeah, I'll go with you, Mom." And you
of course. That's
the best ending.
Yeah.
By far.
Because you get to be with your mom.
Yeah. All right. I think we're done. We can
All right. Go back in. I don't know how to get this chat open.
Maybe we shouldn't get him back.
Let's just do the rest of the show and then go, oh, we forgot to bring you back.
You can't come back. Okay. Oh.
Okay, done. I wrote okay, done.
Okay. Right.
Join us again, Stu. End of spoilers. Also, we should point out that Futurama once did this whole branching story audience participation thing.
Did they?
No choice but to. If you want Calculon to race to the laser battle in his hover Ferrari, press 1. If you want Calculon to double check his paperwork, Press 2. Enter now.
Hello, I'm back.
I've pressed 2.
No, I didn't.
I'm almost positive you did.
Classic. Now that was interesting because on Futurama it was everybody voted as a group, and so you all saw one or the other, and that's the way we did it. We, Diane would say, "Okay, I'm going to pick the first question, you pick the next one," and eventually we were just like, "What do you think we should do?" And we just sort of decide on the spot.
Yeah,
but having a group makes it kind of a different experience.
It's the worst show for Tara because she's really bad at making decisions, like really bad at it.
It's like Futurama. Just pick something, woman.
Yeah.
When Leela gets the new boots.
Anyway, fuck that, because that ain't a video game. It's a fucking...
No, it isn't.
On, who's
kind
gonna
of
go
gamified.
Fuck shit.
I will talk about something I've played this week because I ain't played a much.
Just before you do, just want to read out one of DMX's criminal convictions. On October 11th, 2011, DMX performed at the 2011 BET Hip Hop Awards. He stated he'd been working non-stop every day on his 7th album. Oh no, that's just a discog. No, sorry. Hold on. Legal issues. On February the 13th, 2013, he was arrested in South Carolina for driving without a driver's license. That's one of DMX's. I'll read some more of these out during the show. These are fun.
Why not?
Brilliant. Why not? Yeah, I'll be absolutely honest. The only game I've played this week is a little game called Red Dead Redemption 2. That is literally the only thing I've played.
Yay! At least somebody fucking plays it.
I know. Yeah. Christmas, work, shit going down. So I've really had very little time to play anything. But I'm getting there. I'm gradually getting through the story now. I feel like I'm getting there, but I know Chinny's like, oh, you've still got loads to go yet. But
wherever you are, you've got fucking loads left.
I know. And
even if you're at the end, you've still got loads fucking left.
But yeah, there's some things just happened which was pretty cool. So some shit's gone down yet again. What's kind of interesting about this game, right? And it's kind of a spoiler, I guess, but it's like,
maybe I should go silent then.
Well, it's not really.
Here we go. Stu, when you catch yourself saying it's not really a spoiler,
I'm not talking about
that should be an alarm.
Story. This is nothing to do with any of the characters.
Stu, you're not listening to me. When you say that's not really a spoiler, that should be a mental a trigger for you to say, actually, this is probably a spoiler.
Well, it's more about structure that I'm going to talk about, really, which is kind of, when you view it sort of externally, it's quite a funny structure to the game. Because it's like, chapter of the game, end of the chapter, shit goes down, move on to the next place. End of the game, end of that sort of chapter, shit goes down, move on. And that just seems to be the way of the structure. And it's a bit weird, and I'm finding it a bit odd.
What chapter are you on?
I'm coming up to chapter 5. So chapter 4, shit's just gone down, and I'm guessing I'm getting to the end of this chapter.
Chapter 5 is an interesting chapter.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
But yeah, it's just structure I'm talking about more than sort of
structurally,
spoilers.
chapter 5 is a very interesting chapter.
Okay.
Yep.
But it's cool though. I feel like the shit that went down at the end of chapter 4, although it's so similar to the end of all the other chapters, it was kind of a little bit more interesting with the setup.
Stu, chapter 5 is very
okay.
It's you're like, okay, this, I suppose this is what we're doing now in chapter 5.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what you'll do. You'll be like,
can I just ask, how far am I from chapter 5 then? Well, I've just, we've just done something really stupid for very little gain.
Well, that's pretty much the whole game.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
You're not far. Just to answer your question,
Okay.
Duke, you can come back. It's fine. You're not far.
Yeah. There's nothing really. There was nothing really. It was just more like structural stuff. But yeah, no, I'm still loving it. I still love the gunplay. You see, the slowness hasn't bothered me at all.
No.
The sort of structure and the slowness of it, because look, I played The Witcher 3 to death, and that ain't a quick game.
No, it's not.
It isn't. So this does not bother me one. All these people are, oh, you're so slow and boring. That doesn't bother me. I'm happy to plod along and just get on with the story. And I still like the fact that I really don't have to do any of the busy work if I don't want to. You know, I don't have to do like Feng Shui, for instance. We went out for a drink and obviously was talking about Red Dead 2. He's still in chapter 2 of the game, but has played it for nearly 80 hours.
Jesus.
And that's because he's hunting everything. That's all he's doing. So he's literally hunting everything he can hunt, skinning it. He's got nearly every outfit unlocked, you know, with all the legendary stuff.
Yeah. That's
just
crazy.
from hunting.
Yeah, I haven't
And
done
he does
much of that.
Yeah, and he does all of the. He is like, you know, when you were talking about like getting a clean kill, that is what he's all about. You know, if he can get a clean kill, the better, because obviously he's like, oh, it does less damage to the skin, and then you can get better stuff made with it. I've got all the trinkets, but I've done no story at all. I've done nothing. You know, I'm just spending hours and hours and hours hunting.
There you go.
He loves it. He's not too much into the fishing, so he's not massively into fishing, but the hunting. But that's all he did in like any game that he plays, like Skyrim, hunting. You know, sort of any game that has hunting in it, that's all he's doing. He's hunting.
Did he try Rich Webster's hunting in
No,
Skyrim?
he probably hasn't. You know, I need to tell him about that, because in fact, he probably hasn't got a gaming PC that would run it now, so he'd probably struggle.
Just to let you know, I'll be right back. Gotta go. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, so he's so into it. And then the other thing he loves doing in any of these sorts of games, like picking herbs. So any sort of herbs you can pick or plants and make stuff with them. He's doing cooking, you know, picking all the herbs, collecting all that stuff. He just loves it. That's how he loves playing these games. He just wants to hunt stuff.
Word.
Which is great, because it's like I said to him when we were chatting about it, I'm like, yeah, but it gives you the option to do that. If that's all you want to do,
sure,
you know, go for it. Just, you know, blow yourself away. Just do that. So he says if anything has 4 legs, it gets killed and skinned. 2-legged stuff is pretty good. He's not into sort of, you know, causing trouble.
So it's reverse Animal Farm. 2 legs good, 4 legs bad.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. But I just find it quite interesting that that's how he gets his enjoyment. Like when he played, you know, like Fallout 4. Yeah, Fallout 4, wasn't it? All he did was build stuff.
Settlements.
He just built the biggest thing he ever saw. He had all the unlocks. He had like a display place for all his suits that he'd got, you know, and all the bobbleheads and whatever that he could find in the world. He had all them lined up on stuff.
Yeah.
He's a bit like you in that way, because you do a bit of that, don't you? You know, sort of the collection of stuff and then displaying it.
Whenever I do a run through of Fallout 4, I'll take some time to make the castle look nice.
And what was cool, you know, when I can't remember what that's. I think that's in Thingy. You know, the Blood and Wine expansion for The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
That you get to own like this vineyard with like a big house and everything. And you can display all your armor and stuff in there, so that's kind of cool. A little bit of Skyrim there.
Witcher 3 though.
Yeah, but you have to play The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine to get that unlocked. But that's kind of cool as well. So I guess we better come back to you, Duke, seeing as Chinny's done a bunk.
Yeah.
And find out what else you've been playing this week, because I've not played Outer.
Something else. Not Red Dead 2. I played a little bit of that, as I said. But the other game I've been playing a lot this week is Insurgency Sandstorm. I mentioned last week that I got this, right?
You did.
Yeah, but I was only playing robots last week. And this week I played a little bit of PvP, but the thing with it is it's sort of like CS:GO in the sense of you have to wait a while to respawn. So if you're like me and you're used to Call of Duty, you die, you wait 2 seconds, and then you're back in the fight. Insurgency isn't like that. Sandstorm is faster than the original Insurgency, I think. I didn't play the first one too much, but you have to kind of wait for your team to, if you're playing PvE, you have to wait for your team to capture one of the objectives. If you're playing PvP, then your team has like waves, but it matters more when you get killed than it does in Battlefield or Call of Duty, because the more you die, the more quickly your waves get used up. And, you know, you're a liability to your team in a way that matters. And
so
it's playing.
Is it more like Gears of War where you die and then you see you don't have to wait till the end of the round, do you, to respawn?
You don't have to wait till the end of
Also.
the round, but there are, like I said, there are waves when you're playing PvP.
Right.
And I've played competitive. I don't think I'll go near the competitive in this because I can imagine it would just be toxic times a million. But on the other hand, I'd be playing with people at my level, which could be a good thing. But in any case, yeah, it's it's all objective based, so there's no team deathmatch from what I can tell. But you have to basically watch your back at all times because there are going to be people trying to take you down. And the other thing that's weird about this game compared with Battlefield or Call of Duty is you have no idea how many enemies are left. So when you're trying to take an objective point, you never get a counter, you never get a some indicator. The HUD is very minimal.
Right.
So you basically have to constantly watch to see if you're about to get shot. And it's real nerve-wracking. Like it's the type of game where you don't really get to catch your breath until you die, at which point you're like, oh, okay.
Very good. While we're waiting, because Chinny still hasn't come, I'm not sure what's happened or why he's disappeared.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
I'm back.
Still
I'm
not
back.
come
I'm
back.
back.
Oh, he's
he's
back. He's
back.
back. That was
Brilliant.
good timing.
Whew.
That is good timing. What have you been playing, Chinny?
Hey, I've been
We'll
playing
come to
God
you.
of War.
Oh, yeah.
God of War.
How about that?
God of War.
God of War.
Trying to get it on the stream. Yeah, God of War. So people love this game, God of War. They love it. And I think it's okay. I'm a big fan of the God of War games. I like them. But people bang on about this game like it's the fucking second coming, right? And I'm not convinced.
Maybe it is when you get far enough through it.
When you finish it, you mean?
Yeah, or when you finish it.
Like I have.
Oh, you finished it? Oh, well,
Oh.
I take it back.
So shut your fucking mouth.
Damn.
That's why I finish
Here we
games, by the
go.
way.
Here we
That what
I guess the game that Chinny's played and finished this week.
that very thing that just happened is why I finish games. So people like you don't go, yeah, but when you finish, you didn't get to the ending though. That's the only reason I like to finish games.
That's funny.
That right there. I don't get me wrong. I really, really like God of War. It is a fantastic game, right? I don't think it's like the best game of the year. It's really fucking good, and the reason why I think it's really fucking good is I think the combat is so, like, it feels so good, right? That axe when you call the axe and you lands in your hand, and then you get the spoilers, the other weapon as well. It feels brilliant.
Oh, the other weapon.
The other
when
weapon.
you get that, it's
Yeah.
fucking
When s-
incredible.
Word of
moment in
advice:
the
don't
game.
let drunk people spoil this game for you, because that happened to me. I don't know if you heard. But yes, I really like, and is it Atreus, the son? He's really useful. He's really powerful. Really comes in handy. And generally, just
And
like
gets better as the game goes on.
gets a
as
lot
well, obviously.
better. And generally, like I think the combat, the gameplay is like the bee's knees. I absolutely love it. But people bang on about the story, and I like the story in terms of like the interaction between Kratos and the little kid, and
Atreus. or whatever he's called.
I like the back and forth they have. But I have no idea what the fuck's going on in the story. Like most of the time, they're talking about all sorts of shit. I have no idea why we're going anywhere. Go on.
It starts off pretty simply. The
Yeah, you have to
story
spread.
at the
You have to
beginning.
spread your wife's
Your
ashes.
ashes. So
yeah.
yeah, it's fairly straightforward.
I get that bit, right? But like it goes into this, like why are we going here now? And then we've got to get a chip off this hammer and open this, and it's just like, and then like when you get to a certain place, and there's like, oh, and because Atreus is really knowledgeable in all the gods and all the stories and stuff, and like somebody else that sort of travels with you also is knowledgeable about this stuff, and like I just don't know what's going on most of the time, and I feel like people bang on about the story. I think it's not the story that's the interesting part; it's the interaction between Kratos and Atreus, and that's so much more better written now. But I think generally the story is just kind of like, like it's lost on me. A lot of it is, I just feel like I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we're going where we got to go. I'm not really listening to what people are saying, or like the stuff, because like you have a person who talks to you and he tells you about like, oh, I did this one and he fell and da 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 da, and the father of the son of this god fell out with this god. I'm like, I'm not listening to any of this. Like, I just don't find any of it interesting. So I think it's a great game. I think it's brilliant. I just don't think the story is that interesting to me at all.
No.
And I never played God of War for the story. I played God of War because I loved the gameplay so much. And
crazy set pieces.
And the gameplay of the old God of War became dated, right? And they jazzed it up a bit. But there's a reason why I never came back to it. You know what I mean? There's a reason why Red Dead came out and I absolutely rinsed the fucker. All right, God of War, I played it and I put it down. And I didn't come back for 6 months or whatever. It's because like there was nothing really drawing me in until I play it, and then I play it and I go, oh my god, I'm really enjoying playing it.
That's so weird, right? Because that's exactly how I feel about it. Because I stopped playing it to play. I can't even remember what I played, but I stopped playing it to play something. That took a bit of time, and I was like, when I came back to it, I was like, oh, why didn't I carry on? Oh, I know, it's Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
It was when I played that.
It's
played
to me
Shadow of
the
Colossus.
gameplay's so good, right? Like I feel really good when playing it. Do you know what I mean? I feel great.
Oh, yeah.
I love the combat. I think the combat is so like sort of simple but also varied for it to be really good. Like I think that's the trick, isn't it? Is making something that's varied but not complicated. And once you've got that balance, you're onto a winner. And I think God of War does that very, very well. It makes the combat varied but simple.
Yeah. I think what it also does, it still caters to the people who want all those combos and deep sort of.
Yeah, I know I did all those. I did all those.
All.
I think there's to some negative points about it, and I don't want to sound like I hate the game. I love the game, but like I think there's the wishy-washy story bits where they talk about the gods and all that stuff. I really don't know what's going on. When you have to swap from one realm to the other, don't know what the fuck's going on. I suppose the other things that I don't like is the interface, like the inventory system. Applying this like fucking rune to this axe and then this and that. I also kind of think that the game told us quite a few white lies when it was getting hyped up. When the game was like, it's all done in one shot and all this sort of shit. And I just think that's a bit of Billy bullshit. It's a bitty bullshit. Like, first of all, I like some of the cutscene. I don't like sometimes there's a reason why you cut from one shot to the other. Like I like they call them wanners, right? So like I was watching something the other day. I watched Widows, right, the other day.
It's a good film.
It's a good film. It's got a really good wanner in it. So like a really long one shot. And it's a really impressive shot and it's cool. Most of the time people don't notice that stuff, right? There's another I was watching Legend, a Tom Hardy film. And that had a really long wanner in it. And they're cool, but like having a whole game, like I suppose it's impressive and it's cool to say that you did it, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's you forget about. I'd forgotten about that.
It's not because you have to go into the pause menu. It's not because you have to go to one realm and the screen goes to white. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of moments where it cuts, but like you can see that. But anyway, I just feel like that was a bit of unnecessary sort of. Oh, like we all did it in one shot. The other thing that they do is like, oh, you could lose your axe at the start of the game and call it by the end of the game, and it would still come to you. That's Billy bollocks, because as soon as you change from one realm to the other, he calls the axe. Sometimes he calls the axe on the end of certain cutscenes. Like, so I feel like there was some
subterfuge.
Yeah, just little things that is like, hey, your game's really good. Just stick to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, we get it. The game's
you don't
fucking
need
good.
all the other.
You don't need to show off like the one shot or the axe that you can call. Like, but yeah, I generally think that the map is dog shit. The inventory's dog shit. The assigning things to your things and to your axes, and I hate all of that. Like if I wanted to remember how to do a move, it was really difficult to get to that move in the menu, because sometimes it's like it's a move that you unlocked in your skill tree, but sometimes it's a move that you unlocked because it's attached to your axe and it's a rune attached to, and you're like, what the fuck is it? I ain't gonna remember all this shit. So there's lots of weird things like that. But when I play the game, I feel like a fucking badass, and that's what I look like. It's always, for me, it's always gameplay first. Do you know what I mean? Always gameplay first. I just feel like when I'm putting it up against other games that I've played this year, it ain't the strongest, but it's probably like one of the best games I've still played this generation. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's been a good year for games. This is probably one of my favourite games of this generation, but it still ain't going to be better than some of the other games that I've played this year. And I honestly, and I know you don't really like it, but I'm honestly thinking of putting Spider-Man higher than it. Like,
yeah, you see, I can't include it in my deliberations because obviously I've not finished it yet. So unless I manage to do it in the next week,
I have never. I don't really play games again, right? But I'm dying to play Spider-Man again. Like, I absolutely fucking love that game. It's just so good, and it, you know, the story's pretty simple. It's all quite light-hearted. The combat feels great. Like, again, the gameplay is like really, really good. But I just really like the nice little touches that you got with the story, with the characters, with the changing. Like, I don't know, when Kratos and Atreus are talking to each other, I like that. But when anybody else is talking to Kratos, I find it really fucking hard to pay attention. The other thing that annoys me about God of War, again, I fucking love God of War, right? But the other thing that really fucking annoys me about it, you know, the two merchants that you get.
Yeah.
You get the two merchants. There's two brothers, Duke, in the game, and they're both merchants, and they kind of you never see them in the same spot for a long time, and like, but the thing is, they magically transport from one area to the other, so the merchant isn't in one place.
Enchantment?
That's pretty much.
I was waiting for the other. There you go. So like you'll come out of a place, walk down the road, and the same merchant that you've walked past is ahead of you now. That happens all the time, especially when you finish the game and you're doing like the post game stuff, right? Yeah. Like they'll just pop up out of nowhere, and they do explain it. That apparently they can turn invisible and just wander around, but like it still doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like it just like all the immersion that they've put in this game. Do you know what I mean? Making the camera one shot, all the great animations and back and forth between Kratos and Atreus, and all the effort that has gone into making me immersed into this world. And then the fucking merchant pops up and the first thing you go is, how the fuck did he get here before me? It's really dumb. It feels odd. It feels really odd when it happens. And it takes you straight out of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're playing VR and somebody rips the goggles off you. All right, it just takes you straight out and makes you realize, oh, this is a video game. This is like a game where I can just upgrade my stuff here. Really weird. I don't know why they went with that. I don't know why it's just not a storefront that you can just go to. And it doesn't have to be people there. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of think I'm liking Spider-Man more than God of War, which is not something that I thought I would have said. Yeah, but I'm not the artsy-fartsy type. I feel like God of War deserves a lot of credit and a lot of praise. But I think because it's the best we've got in terms of an emotional story between a father and a son, and games are trying to be more than what they are sometimes. That games are trying to be this like brilliant storytelling device, and God of War is a better example of that than Spider-Man. But I really fucking enjoyed Spider-Man, so that's what I'm going to rate higher.
Ooh, well, wait till next week, man. You know, shouldn't be giving you the way now.
But I don't know. But you know, I might change my mind. Sometimes I have a think about it, and I've changed my mind before.
Just talking about one-ers, you know, about one-shots.
Yeah.
I had some, I don't know, a load of like dance music like videos on YouTube lined up.
Yeah.
And there's a video, and I think you should watch it, Ginny, because I think you'd be quite impressed. It's Kaiser Hideaway.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's a one, yeah.
And that's a one, and I was watching it, thinking, and what's really funny is, right, obviously you speak about stuff like this all the time. I wouldn't have noticed it in the past or realised.
Yeah.
But watching it, I said to Kay, that's one shot, you know, that whole video is like that 4 minutes 34. Plus, obviously, all the people coming in behind her.
And the taxi that picks her up at the end.
And the taxi that picks her up and drops her off. It's kind of a cool one.
Oh, it's a very good one, yeah.
Yeah. And I said that must have taken, I wonder how many times they had to do that before they got it right, you know, before they were happy with it.
Yeah.
You know, the run through. Did they just do it in one go, or did they have to do like
I don't know. I don't know much about that. Yeah.
But it's a good one because there's so much going on. behind her and like in front of her and stuff, you know, and everyone having to be at the. And it was quite interesting because there's a blue X on the floor, and like, oh, she obviously had to stop there. You know, that's where she had to stop while they were doing the filming and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
So there's obviously markers on the pavements and on the roads and stuff where she has to stop. But yeah, very clever, very clever video.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the most famous one is I think the Children of Men have a one in the car.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then
there's a couple of them, I think, the big long ones.
There's
the one where they're taking the baby out of the building too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that might be one as well. I think the Revenant has a big one.
The scene is also one. He goes in, gets the coffee, comes out, and then something exciting happens. Spoilers for the first 5 minutes of Children of Men.
The Revenant has a big one at the start. Gravity has
the discussion of movie making.
I know, movie one-ers.
Gravity has one, and the most famous one is Hard Boiled, and I'll tell you why it's so famous, right? Because they get in a lift in that one, right? But this is the coolest thing about that shot is the lift isn't a real lift. They change the outside of the lift while they're in the lift.
Wow,
that is so fucking cool.
It is cool.
That is very cool. Do you know, I've never seen Hard Boiled. I need to watch that film.
It's a very good movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
So what else do we got?
I haven't got anything else because I didn't play anything else this week.
Rocket League. Woo, Rocket League.
You got anything else, Ginny?
Yeah, I do.
Go for it. Go.
So I've been playing Tomb Raider.
Oh, the new one. Or the old one.
Which one would you want me to talk about? Tomb Raider 3 or Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
That's a shame because Tomb Raider 3 is a fine game. But no, I've been playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And this is a weird game. All right? It's a fucking weird game, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Firstly, it's Tomb Raider, so you know what you're getting, right? At this point, it's the third one in the trilogy, and they've been really hyping up this trilogy. It's like it's the origin of Lara Croft and all this shit, right? The conclusion that I've come to is that Lara Croft is a fucking maniac. She's a fucking maniac. I'm going to spoil a little bit of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. A, because no one gives a shit about the story of the Tomb Raider. And B, because it's funny, right? And there's no spoiler warning because no one gives a fuck, right? But this is this is the start of Tomb Raider, right? Shadow of the Tomb Raider. There's a dagger, right? And you go with the sequence is on the screen now. You go into this tomb or whatever, and you find this fucking dagger, all right? And basically, Lara knows and understands that if she takes this dagger, it will start the apocalypse, right? She reads it out. She goes, "Oh, there's 4 stages. There's a flooding, there's a storm, there's something else. I don't know. A sea of Barry Manilows. I don't know what the 4 stages of the apocalypse is, right? But it's clear. If she takes this shit, the apocalypse is gonna start.
Yeah, it's gonna end badly.
And then the place starts to rumble. Classic. Do you know what I mean? Always a classic. And then she goes, "Fuck it, I'll take it." All right, so she takes it, all right, starts the apocalypse for lols, all right, and then when the apocalypse starts, fucking kids are dying, all right? There's a kid hanging out of a window, and you think, oh, Laura's going to save the kid. No, kid's dead, all right? Wow. Laura is a fucking maniac, right? And then she goes into the fucking this other chap that she's with. I don't know. He's been in all the games so far in the reboot, right? This other fucking guy. He's like, no, I'm gonna save all these people. You can do what the fuck you want. You're insane. I'm gonna help, right? And Laura's like, no, we gotta go to Peru and fucking find the because she gets the dagger taken off her and all this.
Start the second stage of the apocalypse.
She's gotta go, and he's like, no, like I'm fucking staying here, you mentalist. And then eventually he goes, oh, go on then, maybe you're right. And she's not even that sorry. Do you know what I mean? She's like, I've got to write it. I've got to write what I did. Like, Laura, you fucked everything up, all right? You're insane. You're a mad bitch. And you should be fucking locked up. Stop doing this shit. And she feels no remorse. She just goes, well, I'll just stop it. She doesn't like, oh. And honestly, I feel like this game is battling with the question of why the fuck does Lara Croft exist?
Yeah, what is her function?
What the fuck is the point of this? And like
you see, Nathan Drake is a mass murderer, as we know, right? And he murders But
is
she's
what
on a whole other level.
No, see, this is what I wrote notes while playing Lara Croft because it was so interesting. All right, that what the fuck that she's a psychopath, right? But what I wrote down was there's something about Nathan Drake. Da 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 da. I know. I'll get to it, right? But here's some of my notes, right? Da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, she's in this temple thing, right? And somebody has left a trigger in there to set a bomb off.
Yeah,
right?
I'm looking at that right now. I've just seen that.
And yet, I was like, why would somebody do that? Why didn't they just blow it up? Like, what the fuck? Why give Lara the chance to look at
Why
it?
are they waiting till
Right?
someone just happens to stumble on the
And then she
specific
goes into
block?
the town and goes, somebody let the trigger off. We're certain it's Lara Croft. I'm like, you're making a lot of assumptions about that trigger. Firstly, CCTV footage exists. Just get a fucking camera and put it in there. All right? Are you mental? Secondly, just blow the fucking place up. Right? It's not that difficult. Thirdly, if you're that bothered about catching Lara Croft, don't blow the place up. Wait there and catch the bitch. Right? What the fuck are you doing?
Because she's definitely going to come, isn't she? You know she's coming to have
She's
a look.
insane, right? And then there's loads of weird things about the game. Felt a bit rushed. I mean, the opening of a game is, I think, probably usually the most polished part of the game. Do you know what I mean? Right? Usually the opening of the game is really polished, looks really good, flawless animations. I didn't feel the case with this because what happens here is there's a bit where you kill a person in a cutscene. It's very close to the start. I think it's coming up, right? And then the cutscene finishes, and the person that you killed, that body doesn't exist. You're still standing in the same place, but the body's gone. And I found that weird. And this happens a number of times where you crawl through a cave, you come out just by the skin of your teeth, you come out at the other end, but the scene that you're in doesn't match the scene that you just came out of because you can't find that cave anymore. And it didn't have a bit where it all crumbled over or anything like that. It should still be there. But it looks like you've just been plonked in a different place on the planet. There's loads of stuff like that. There's a rappel rope now, so you can rappel down. But the rope isn't attached to any belt or anything. It just comes out of a crotch. It just looks really odd. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's literally just a rope sticking out of the avatar of Lara Croft. It looks dumb. Blah, 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 blah. This is what I wrote, right? The difference between Lara Croft and Nathan Drake is Nathan Drake gets away with it by charm and luck. He, like something happens to him, like this thing will fall and da-da-da, and Nathan Drake makes a funny quip about it, and it's charming and it's lucky. When it happens to Lara Croft, it's annoyingly convenient because Lara Croft is a boring character, right?
That's the thing, is that I think Uncharted rolls with it, no pun intended,
yes,
like better than Tomb Raider does. Tomb Raider is just like, wow, what fortune.
Because when something like that happens to Nathan Drake, he'll say, "Oh, that was fucking lucky." You know what I mean? He'll acknowledge that it was lucky, and we'll move on. And
it's a wink and a nod to the player.
It's a wink and a nod, and you earn.
You're buying this, right?
Yeah, you earn it. And by the time Uncharted 4 comes along and they make a more serious story, you're more invested in Nathan. He feels like more of a person. Lara Croft doesn't feel like a real person, right? She's a fucking psychopath. She's boring as fuck. You can't give me any other traits of Lara.
There's another trait that she and Nathan have in common, obviously.
I'm sexy and I know it.
They are, yeah, there is that. But,
I think part of the problem as well, and I don't want to diss on the English accent, but the voice actress that plays
isn't
it,
the
her
best.
Accent,
I think she's annoying. She is English,
it's a bit
though.
boring, and I know she is. Yeah, I know that.
She is English, but she's really boring, and she's really
she's
bad.
boring.
She's really bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like
she's no character somehow, has she? She's a little bit empty.
See, because I think the older Tomb Raiders were a little bit more tongue in cheek. There was a little bit more animated in a way.
Oh yeah, and Lara was a bit more like sassy somehow.
Yeah, but basically those games were
sexist.
Yes, there was a Playboy advert first and a game second, right? But it just looked at that it was a good game. And in the first game, in the very first Tomb Raider, she is a psychopath because her and an unnamed person are walking towards a fucking door, and that unnamed person gets maimed by wolves, and she's like, well, I don't know, fuck him. And
yeah,
then
I'm just gonna go in this temple.
yeah, fuck that guy. So
Screw him.
yeah, so that's
I mean,
the
it's
that's the-
interesting. I mean, you know, you're talking about polished openings to games.
yeah.
I still think, for me, one of the best ever openings to any game is Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
You know, that opening scene with the train wreck and him trying to climb. It's just on a whole other level to even games that are coming out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing, is it was a good balance of like hard to believe over the top stuff. Because speaking of Saints Row 3, the opening scene of that is pretty ridiculous, but it's not supposed to be realistic.
No.
Whereas in Uncharted 2, they have the opening scene and it's just barely believable.
You wait till you
Yeah,
get to
but
Saints Row
cool.
4 if you want realistic.
I know, right? I did buy it on the sale, by the way.
It is like, you know, the opening to Uncharted 2 was totally crazy, you know, that he's having to climb up this massive train and stuff. But it is that typical Indiana Jones sort of adventurer.
But Lara doesn't have
into
any
a
of those
movie.
traits. Lara's like the most straight-laced, boring character. She has no person. And the thing that they're trying to do in this game, because this game is fascinating, it really is, right? Because they're trying to give Lara some sort of banter between this guy that she's been lumbered with, right? That no one remembers the name of, right? What's his name? Stu, do you know his name? No, and he's been in all 3 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been in every one of them, and I have no idea what his fucking name is because he's boring, all right? And I only know Lara's name because she's Lara Croft, and they try and have this banter and this conversation with each other, and she laughs and they make jokes, and it's so fucking shit, all right? The other thing about this game, which I find really funny, is there's an immersion mode in it. Now, what do you think an immersion mode means?
Is it like virtual reality?
Yeah,
No.
VR, man.
No.
Thank God.
Any other guesses to what that might be? It's in the options. What do you think the immersion mode?
Immersion mode. I don't know. They take everything off the screen apart from, so it's like a cinema.
No. So what happens is everybody speaks in their native language.
Get away with it.
Is it cool though, Duke? Because
all them frigging subtitles.
No, not that. So this all falls apart about 5 minutes into the game when Lara is talking perfect English, right, to somebody who can't speak English. They talk Mexican back, all right,
and she totally understands.
And she understands it, no problem. So what the fuck is it would have been better because in the game you have to learn how to read like Mayan and all different types of languages and stuff, which is cool. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like she learnt the language, right? And people didn't understand her, and then she, you know, then you can unlock certain quests and stuff. No, none of that. The game's ridiculous. The other thing is that the game constantly just knocks. You know, remember I said look, this game is basically a game that thinks that Lara Croft shouldn't exist. Like I feel like they're just constantly berating Lara Croft's profession all the time. All right, because you go to this village, right, and all this village bangs on about is how shit it is and how good it used to be, right? And like it's like, oh, you know, this fucking village is shit. And it's like, oh, it's good to see fresh faces though. You know, tourism brings money in. And Lara says, oh, I'm not a tourist. All right, and then this other person comes up and says, oh yeah, good, a tourist. And she's like, no, I'm not a tourist. I'm an archaeologist. And the person says, oh, archaeologists give money. Sorry, tourists give money. Archaeologists just take. And I'm like, fucking hell, this game just hates Lara Croft. So and literally after that scene, I stole all the fucking twigs off the leaves, the flowers, you know, the fucking bric-a-brac, the bits and bobs, the fucking ammo off the floor. All Lara does is take from everyone. She's just a selfish bastard. And then there's there's a bit where you play Lara when she's young. I often think that when games run out of ideas, they go to the past. Tomb Raider 4 did this. You play Lara as a 14-year-old girl, and I think it was just them running out of ideas. And this game,
to be fair, Uncharted does do that.
Exactly.
Well.
Yeah, Uncharted 3 does it. So it's when the game runs out of ideas. And like, you know, you play as like a younger version. Oh my god, and this is the origin of this and that. And like, you play as Lara when she's young, right? And you feel like I'm supposed to care about Lara Croft, right? Her dad, it's like, it's no secret. It happens in the other games. Like, her dad kills herself, apparently, right? This is the apparent, truth. I'm guessing later on in the game we find out that he didn't kill himself, blah, 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 right? You have to fucking do this puzzle at Lara Croft's manor, right? This fucking house is the biggest fucking house I have ever seen in my life. It's got artifacts that should not be there, right? They're not even in a public museum. Do you know when people complain about, oh, this artifact that's like, it came from this village in Africa and it's in the British Museum? I was like, well, yeah, that, I can see your point, but at least it's somewhere public and people can see it and appreciate it and that kind of stuff, right? These artifacts aren't even there. Do you know what I mean? They're either like, no one's seen this shit. Like, this is like a rare dinosaur bones. It's like, nope, no one's seen this shit. Just me. Fuck them. Right? And then, like, you do this puzzle and all this, and you find out that, like, Lara Croft's mom and dad were always arguing. And then Lara Croft's dad shoots himself, apparently. You don't see it for sure, so you don't know. And that's the rule, isn't it? If you don't see it, didn't happen. And, like, and then... and like, I'm supposed to feel sorry for this fucking woman that lives in this massive house with rich parents with a massive playground that you get to play on, right? I don't feel anything towards her. I'm like, you rich bastard. Like you should just fucking count your blessings and, be grateful of what you got, all right? And I don't feel anything towards her. And it's trying so hard. It's trying so hard. It's like,
to make you care.
I really care. Look at where Lara's come from. It's like she come from a silver spoon in her mouth. I don't give a shit about her. I don't care about her at all.
Yeah, but Bruce Wayne did as well.
Fuck Bruce. Yeah, but Bruce Wayne, he was arrogant at the start, wasn't he? He's a bit of a prick at the start, and he's floating, he's flashing his cash around and da 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 da. Right. Whereas Lara's just Bruce Wayne felt like a real person, right? Bruce, what's he called? No, Tony Stark. He's a rich superhero, right? But he's arrogant. He's in your face. But he's like later on he shows his kind side. He's got a bit of heart, but he's also like a big show off. He tells people he's the Iron Man. Lara Croft is just a fucking selfish bitch that just fucks everything up. She fucks everything up, right? She's insane. Lara Croft is insane. All that being said, the game's really good.
Get out of there, town. You can't say all that shit and then go, yeah, it's
the
good.
game, because
we're complicated people with complicated opinions.
Because when you play the game, right? When you are playing the game and you're doing the temples and you're shooting the people and you're stealth killing, it's really fucking good. It feels good, right? It's a good game. It's just that it's stupid as fuck, right? It's one of the stupidest games I've ever played. But it's also a good game, which is very strange. There's the one thing that I like about this game is that the temples are really difficult. The puzzles in this game are much, much harder than they were in the other two games.
Yeah, I think in the other two games, the kind of temples were a bit of lip service. It was a bit like, oh yeah, we've got temples like you used to.
No, there's loads of them now, and they're sometimes like I did that thing last night where I went to bed because I couldn't solve the fucking puzzle. Do you know what I mean? All right. And
are they big though? Because the ones in the others were little tiny.
They're
things,
bigger. They're bigger. They won't say they're big, but they're bigger.
Yeah.
But like I went last night. I was like, you know what? If I fucking fall down this thing one more time, I'm going to bed. Done. I'm going to bed, right? And I did that thing where you get up in the morning, play it straight away, and do it straight away. And I was like, what the fuck? And I did it. I just like worked it out straight away. It's very strange. And sometimes, usually, like all these things,
because your subconscious brain was working it out during the night.
Well, maybe, or just I don't know. Like you just kind of, I think it's just tiredness, and I'm just like, I don't know. So I generally like when the game is a game, the game is good. When the game is a story, it's fucking whack and dumb.
Yeah, just play the game. Fuck the story.
So like they've turned everything you know about Tomb Raider and just like took it up a level. Right, you know what I mean? Like they've took the story up a level, they've took the gameplay up a level. They've added a few things. It's got feature creep in it, but not too much. It's got more challenges, more puzzles, more stuff to collect. I really like all the Tomb Raiders. They're fun games to play. It's just that this one, out of all of them, Lara Croft is a fucking maniac, and that is Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
There you go. Brilliant. Right. We have got emails, so we should do those, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do them.
Emails.
Hello.
Yeah, I was just trying to play a DMX song, but I lost track of the where it starts. So.
Where my dogs at? Where my dogs at?
On 2015, June 26, DMX was arrested in New York, charged for robbery in Newark, New Jersey, and outstanding child support. How about that?
I go through to show you shit is real, and I ain't really never gave a fuck.
All right. Anyway, moving
Right.
on.
We will start with the first email tonight is of Peter Robson. I'm going to adapt it slightly so it fits in better this week. So here we go. So he's entitled it Happy New Year.
Hey,
Happy New Year.
Hi guys, wishing you and all the listeners a happy new year and thanks for another great year of this show.
Yeah.
2018 has been the year of the complainer. I think 2019 should be the year of buying physical licenses again. It gives me the opportunity to go and trade it in for something else or gives me a fair percentage of my money back. All for the massive sacrifice of occasionally having to change a disc in a tray. It's a lot less inconvenient than losing your right to reply. Stay safe and be kind to each other. Hope you all have a good gaming 2019. Cheers, Pete.
Thanks,
So he's
Pete.
saying, fuck all that downloading shit, man. Just get discs.
Stop
back in
all
your
the
tray.
downloading.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, ginger balls.
I very rarely, as you know, I very rarely download games. I tend to
Only 'cause
always
you're
buy
tight.
a disc. It's not because I'm tight. It's because why would you? If I said to you, Chinny, right, every time you buy a game, I'll give you 30 quid back, are you going to go, oh, no, I don't want it?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
I
Yeah,
forgot
but if
about
the games are
other
only
games that I played,
it
by the
doesn't
way.
matter.
Yeah, well, do you know, we haven't got time because we've got a lot of emails
I'll
to
say
get
what
through.
they are very quickly. The
Okay.
Jackbox Collection 3.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And then another game that I bought and instantly regretted.
Ooh, what was that?
Mario Party for the Switch.
Did you download it?
Yes.
Oh, you see, if you'd got a disc, you could just gone and got rid of that and got most of your money back. What a shame.
It is boring and shit.
Oh dear. That's what happens. Anyway, in conjunction with his email, there you go. That's what happens. So yeah, I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna go whatever. Yeah, I don't mind changing it up or putting a disc in a tray. Doesn't bother me.
Well,
No.
it should. It's wrong.
I
It's
don't
not,
even. I've never. On my Xbox One X, I don't think I've even used the disc tray.
The disc at all.
No.
That's funny. That is funny. So yeah, I'm going to continue to buy PS4 games on disc.
Because you just
That's-
because you're skimping.
Oh, skimp. Why? Why is that skimping?
Why? Because your fair explanation of it had to do with money.
Well, of course, but it's not skimping. It's being economical.
Ah, it's being economical. This is
Yeah,
a
of course
fancy
it
way of saying you're skimping.
It's not. It's being economical. Because I'd rather not just throw money away.
I like
Right,
to throw
anyway.
money away. I bought Mario
Yes, we
Party.
know. Yes, exactly. Right, next email is off JP Snake.
JP
And
Snake.
He says this. Hello, veteran gamers.
Put up, put up.
I thought I would give a quick end of the year shout out to you guys. I
Ooh.
love the show and have been listening for years now.
Aw, thanks, JP Snake.
And it's become a highlight of my week. 2018 was a rough year for me, so having a consistent podcast to listen to is what makes the days better. Is great. Thank you guys for all you do, and I wish you all and all your families the best in this holiday season and into 2019. Jake.
Jake is a super
Hi,
fan,
thanks,
by the
Jake.
way. Jake is a super fan because he earns the title of super fan along
Okay.
with Antonio and Derek Sainz because they email, they listen to the show, and they watch live as well. That's a super fan.
That is a super fan.
There's other super fans out there.
And Derek,
you might be one.
Derek, of course.
I said Derek. If you
Sands.
listened, you
Or did you
fucking
say
bell.
Derek? I
Yeah.
heard you say Antonio. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Super fan.
Okay. We have one from Jason. And this is As the Great Owl. So this is his pseudonym. for some
Right.
reason. And he has got his annual recommendations, and here they go.
Okay.
Hey guys, here are my
I'm go-
annual recommendations.
I'm gonna give like yes or no's to them.
Okay. and get your Happy New Year started off right. So here we go. Number 1, films.
All right.
For Duke's Gaff, Roma.
No.
Yeah, I heard someone else recommend it. I am interested in checking it out. I'm not racing to do it now, but I will. Thank you.
For Mike Chin, Hunt for the Wilder People.
No.
Wilder People. Oh, it's classic. Have you not seen that, Chinny?
No.
Oh, you got to see it. Did you see What We Do in the Shadows?
No.
Well, you've seen Concords, obviously.
Yeah.
No.
So Jermaine
No,
from
yeah.
is in What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah, I love him. Yeah.
And Taika Waititi is the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok. Oh yeah, I like him. Yeah.
He did a movie called Hunt of the Wilder People, and it's fabulous. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm not
so-
going to watch that.
You should totally watch it.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it because it sounds interesting.
It's so good.
I like both of those people. I like Thor Ragnarok. I like all the talent. I'm not going to watch it.
Well, Jermaine is not in Hunt for Wilder People. I don't
Well, there
think.
you go.
It's okay. It's a great movie. You should totally watch it.
Okay. And the was game for me, or was film, should I say, the was film is Geezer Mandy.
Okay.
Whatever the hell that is. And he says, trust me on this, Stu, right up your street, awesome soundtrack. So I don't know. Geezer Mandy. I'll give it a go. You know, I'll try anything once. Right, books. He's got books for us as well.
Snap. What am I, a nerd?
Exactly. For you, Eric, The Art of Listening.
Egghead like this book ain't work.
I think Eric's a good listener.
Yeah, I think he's a good listener.
It's the art of not interrupting
You got wax in your ears.
with sound
Yeah,
effects.
it's part of interrupting people. That's a good book.
For you, Mike,
Yes.
his needs, her needs.
I don't.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
There's a book called His Needs and Her Needs, presumably.
All right.
The Old Fart, which I'm assuming he means me, is The Witness Wore Red. Don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Incredible the things I learned that happen around me so close to home. This is some real life cult shit here, and the story of a woman that escaped from it. Does sound quite interesting, actually. The Witness Wore Red. I'll have a look. Right, here we go. He's getting to the proper stuff now. Games.
Game.
Games.
I like games.
For you, Duke, he has gone for Below. Below is what he's recommended.
Below. What did I see that? I saw someone talking about it.
It's on Steam, isn't it? It came out this month.
Oh,
I think.
yeah. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. And he says, please, for the love of Jesus, stream this, or Detroit Become Human.
Well, a lot of people have asked for that, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, you can. You got a bloody Xbox instead of a PS4.
Oh,
didn't
you know what? Those things are changeable.
I love that. That's a great word. Changeable. For you, Mike, he's gone for Madden 19.
No.
What? No.
He says it's time to learn what real football is.
I played Madden 08, and that's enough.
Right. That's enough. And Stu Saggy Balls. I don't know why I'm getting all the grief here. Stu Saggy Balls, Remothered. I have never heard of Remothered. I have no clue what that is. I'm going to have a look on Steam right now because I'm like, what the hell is that? Remothered. Let's have a look. Remothered.
Does look up your alley, to be fair.
Remothered Tormented Fathers.
That's
There's
it,
lots
yeah.
of these.
That's what I've got.
£7.74p.
First thing you looked at, look, price. Tight bastard.
Well, I'm just looking at how much it is. It's mixed, apparently.
Second thing he looks at, reviews. Vain bastard. Get your own opinion, Stu.
Anyway, that's what he recommends for us. So let's go back to his email. He says there is more. And finally, music albums. And he says for the Deadly Dukinator, the Fez soundtrack.
What?
The Fez, the game Fez.
Oh, I see. From the game Fez. Yeah, I remember the music being good. I guess whatever. Sure.
Foot Fetish Mike. Try and say that again. Foot Fetish Mike. Hyperlight Drifter soundtrack is given for you.
Okay.
And for me, he's gone with the Celeste soundtrack, which actually I love the music in Celeste, so that could definitely be something I'd listen to.
It could be.
It could be. Don't say I never sent at least one good email. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I dropped off my 5 Game of the Year to Bosswave. Who knows? Maybe they'll mention them. Sorry to mention Stu's saggy balls, but I wanted to plant that image in your listeners' hearts and minds for this Christmas and New Year. Jingle all the way.
Take out your socket and your socket!
Thanks a lot, Trace.
Thank you for that. The next email tonight is off Dale Garrity, otherwise known as Geza. Geza42.
Yeah,
and he goes, he says, and he's entitled it Ungrateful Mr. Chin.
Hello.
It's you, that is. He says, yo, dudes, I gifted a game to Mr. Chin on the 11th of May, 2018,
Oh my God.
called Raging Justice.
Oh my God.
I have not heard Mr. Chin talk about this game once on the show. And as a result, would like to express my unhappiness at the unappreciated, expensive, amazing gift that I bestowed to Mr. Chin.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I have had to receive psychiatric treatment for the mental torture Mr. Chin has put me through with his lack of respect for myself and my heart.
Oh, what was the name of the game? What was the name of the game?
Raging Justice.
I don't have that on my Steam list.
I don't know. You obviously maybe you didn't even bother accepting his gift, eh?
I would have.
I would like a full apology to myself and a detailed explanation into why Mr. Chin feels he can dismiss such an unbelievably amazing gesture from me. Well, I think it's because he didn't accept your gift, mate. He just went.
Is it on? Was it definitely on Steam?
Apparently. What else would it be on?
It could be
unless
on
it was
Xbox,
on Xbox. Can you gift on Xbox?
Because yeah.
Gift on. Have you got it on there?
Yeah.
Ah, there you
I
go.
didn't buy it though. It just appeared.
Yeah, well, there you go. I now expect Mr. Chin to stop playing whatever he plans to play for this week and dedicate all of his time into playing this game and to report his thoughts directly to the listening audience by next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yours sincerely, Geza42.
I'm sorry, Gaza, but Verbal Rob gifted me Hotline Miami, and it took me, I think, about 3 years to play it. But what I'll say about that is, when I did play Hotline Miami eventually, I fucking loved it.
Can I just say, isn't Raging Justice the game that we played
Yes.
at EGX for about 3 years running, and you were like, this is amazing, it's going to be brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah, well, just goes to show you don't really give a shit. Right. Final email.
I'll play it, Geza. I'll play it. I'll drop Tomb Raider and play it.
You better have. After that
He's
email.
gonna fucking nut me, mate. He's gonna fucking come round and
if he ever comes to a meetup, you're a dead man.
I'm fucked.
Right. Last email tonight is from Lewis, and he says this. Hello, veterans.
Hello.
Hello.
So, the first week of the school holiday is behind me, and that's not good. Anyway, I hope you had a good Christmas. You have a good Christmas? Good
It was
Christmas,
awesome.
Ginny? Good Christmas?
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, we played.
We didn't talk about Christmas at all, did we?
No. We'll talk about it after the emails. We'll do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Turns out my mum was telling the truth when she said they didn't get me any games. They didn't even know I put them on my list. But they still got me some fantastic presents, so I'm not saying anything bad, so he's not totally ungrateful. It's not totally bad. I bought Forza Horizon 4, which I played before a trial on Game Pass, so there's not much new there. And I also bought Just Cause 4. This game is definitely the best in the series yet. It's the only one where you can fly a digger with rocket boosters up into a blimp and blow them up. That does sound quite fun.
Yeah.
There are a few problems, such as the bugs, which can be annoying, like the one which sent my controller vibrating constantly until I had to close the game. Stu will probably make a crap joke here. Yeah, you could have made definite use of that controller. Does everyone remember when there used to be the Xbox Live indie games and like every other app was like one that made your controller vibrate for some reason? Yeah. Anyway, the graphics aren't great. The water looks worse than the water in Just Cause 2 that came out like 8 years ago. But if you look past that, there's lots of fun to be had. I've got about 9 hours into the game currently, and it's fantastic, but it's not for everyone. I also played some PUBG this week with Chinny. Sorry, I'm not very good at it. Is this true? Can you attest to this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no, he's good at it. Yeah. I mean, he died, but that's not. That's not because he's bad. It's because he died. It's
That's
PUBG.
what
That's PUBG.
And I tried playing Overcooked 2 with them on Steam too, but it just didn't download in time. Never mind. Anyway, time for the big question, New Year's edition. What was the first game you played? First game you ever played?
Oh my god.
Lemonade Stand on the Apple IIe.
Lemonade Stand. Yeah. Ginny, you? First game, yeah.
I have no idea. No real. Probably Mario. Probably Mario. Yeah.
The two games I remember. The two games I remember.
Time you played Lemonade Stand. Sorry, go on.
Is that what it is? The two games I remember playing first. Obviously, one was Pong, and my dad bought this Binatone entertainment system thing, and Pong, or a version of Pong, and Pitfall. I remember playing Pitfall on there, I think, as well.
Yes, classic Pitfall.
Yeah, Pitfall. And that's it. That's what I remember playing first, and that's a long, long, long time ago, because I'm very old. Anyway, time to go. Thanks again for letting me on the show last week. I really appreciated it. Happy New Year, and bye for now, Lewis. So there you go.
Thanks, Lewis.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Lewis.
And that's it. That's everything done with emails. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a little chat about Christmas.
Yeah.
What did everybody get? What did you all get? What you all get for Christmas?
I got about 4 presents. So.
I got better than that. I got 0 presents.
Yeah.
I'm attached from material reality than you.
No, but I am attached to him, so it's worse for me.
I guess I got myself an Xbox One and Red Dead 2. That's not no Christmas presents. I bought myself.
So what was the best present you got?
I got a very, very nice shirt. I also got a calendar of cow yoga.
Brilliant.
What?
So there's a calendar, and it's different cows doing yoga positions.
Well, okay then.
That's just weird.
You ask a silly question, you get a silly answer.
Well, you get the answer that you'd expect, but it's just weird.
So me and Marsh are in a bit of a calendar war at the moment, because last year I got him a calendar and it was called Nuns Having Fun, and which sounds like a sexy calendar, right?
It does.
There's lots of ways for people to have fun. That's
But
just one of them.
it was literally nuns doing things that were fun, like rowing,
like tennis,
bowls. Just having
Bowls.
fun, and it was nuns having fun.
Nuns having fun.
And he hung it up at work, and people used to say, "Who got you that?" And he'd be like, "Oh, my mate, Mike." So now he's got me a calendar that's equally silly, but I've already got my idea for next year. So fuck that. So we're in a bit of a calendar Christmas present war at the moment.
Calendar war.
Because Marsh is the kind of person that, if he wants something, he'll get it. And I'm similar, where if I need a thing, I'm just gonna buy it.
Because you're getting old, Chinny. That's what's happened here.
Oh, yeah.
You're so old.
Yeah.
I got a really good game called Linky.
Okay.
That's pretty good. We played it a couple of times since I got it, and that's really good. It's a quiz game where you have cards with 4 questions on.
Okay.
And then the teams have to write down the answers, but then the 4 answers have a link. And then they have to shout out Linky when they know the link, and then they get the card, and the cards have letters on the back to spell Linky. And you win the game by spelling Linky, by winning the most cards and getting all the right letters to spell it. It's good. Really, really good. So, yeah. So I totally recommend it. It's good family fun.
We played a lot.
This week.
Say again, Dick.
Well, he did play a game this week.
Yeah,
It's a shame that he said he didn't.
I know, yeah. Board game, kind of.
We played Tipping Point. I bought the board game Tipping Point.
Ooh. Do you have a little mini...
Yes,
coin? Oh,
you
God,
have a
that's so
little...
shit.
It's
terrible.
Yeah, but it's great.
Just go to Blackpool.
No, but it's great at the same time because it's terrible.
Oh my God.
And
I bet it's really bad.
I was the host of Tipping Point, and it was girls versus boys, which you can't do anymore, but it was. And Tara's team and Tara's 2 brothers, they were a team. And then, I was getting it fucking in the neck. Honestly, I was getting so much shit. I wasn't dropping it at the right time. I wasn't asking the right questions. There was absolutely giving me loads of shit. But it was good fun.
I think board games are good fun at Christmas and
I
New
do
Year.
too.
That's what you got to do. You got to play games.
Yeah.
I did get another game. We haven't played it called 221B Baker Street.
Oh, speaking
Which-
of Sherlock, how about that?
Yeah, it looks really cool, and it's basically like a more complex version of Cluedo. But there's like 75 different cases, so it gives you the case outline, and then you have to collect clues. Some of them are puzzles, some of them are sort of straightforward clues, and then you have to piece together and it gives you 3 objectives. Like it'll be like killer, motive, weapon, or killer, where it happened, why did it, and all that. So it sort of changes slightly, varies from case to case. But it looks good. It says an hour to an hour and a half per game, so it's quite a hefty thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it. It's not. What's kind of funny, I thought it was going to be really complicated, but when we read the rules, it isn't that complex, so it should be fine. People can understand it. It just takes a minute. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So it's not as complex as Pandemic or them sorts of board games. It's a little bit more straightforward, but it looks good. Looks really, really good. So there you go. And I think that was it. Really, just ate turkey like you do.
Yeah, I had 2 Christmas days really. So
Duchess made a lasagna.
Oh, nice.
There you go, lasagna.
I love
Very
lasagna.
Christmassy.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, it's her tradition, and every place was closed on Christmas Day except the Quickie Mart up the block. And so I had to go there and get the mozzarella cheese that they had, which was some of it was in string cheese format and some of it was shredded. So it wasn't exactly what she wanted, but she didn't have a choice because she thought she bought mozzarella, but she didn't.
You get what you get, man.
Exactly. We're lucky they had any cheese at all.
Exactly.
It's a gas station, for God's sake.
Exactly. Right, I think that's it for Christmas, so we should do some shout-outs and get the hell out of here.
It's time for shout-out. Hey!
We're having a New Year's Eve party. Do you want to come, Stu? Or...
New Year's Eve party, like tomorrow?
Yeah.
No. It's very kind of you to offer, but we've got plans.
Okay.
We've got it's a bit short notice.
Well, I think it's a bit lazy on your part, really.
I'm working. I'm working.
Bother to ask, did you?
I'm working till 5 o'clock tomorrow night as well, so it'd be a bit of a trek
Yeah.
at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
It's worth it though.
Takes an hour and a half to get here. You'll be here. We started at like 6:30, 7. You'll be here. You won't miss any of it.
I know, yeah. No, Kay's sister's coming up and brother-in-law and stuff for New Year, so we've got plans for tomorrow night. And Millie's out at a party.
Oh, is she?
Millie's going to a party, yeah.
That
She's
sounds grown up.
taking booze and stuff.
Oh, she's gonna get wrecked.
I know, yeah. It's a bit weird.
Crunk.
This will be the first New Year when she's not here, when she's actually gone out.
But yeah, we're having a New Year's party. It's all family and stuff, right? And our family's great. Look, me and my family and Tara's family, we'll all get on, all good fun. Tara has a cousin, right, who is a very nice man, and this man has a fiance who is lovely, right? And she went to the same school as me, so I know her sister and stuff. We go way back, right? However, when we play games, this woman turns into a different woman. And
she becomes
like, no, that was bullshit. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared of her. Right. And
I have a friend like that I teach with, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny to watch that transformation happen. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
There's a game, is it that Rapido? Stu, have you played that?
Yeah, where you have to build stuff.
You build
it's a
stuff
bit
and like
Pictionary, but you have to build.
So you have to guess what you've built and stuff. She was playing it with her own daughter, Stuart. With her own daughter, all right? And she was like, what is that? Doesn't even look like it. What are you doing? What's the matter? And then she made something, right, and no one could get it. And she's like, it looks exactly like it. What are you? What's the matter with you? All right, she's just crazy, and she's coming. So I'm looking forward to.
This is gonna be fun.
Very scared of that.
So, but yeah, very kind of you to invite me. But
there's 20 people coming. I don't even know 20 people. All right,
what you do now?
So I don't know. Like Tara says, there's about 20 of us. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I thought it'd be like 5-6 people. It's gonna be huge. There's gonna be. You've been to my house. It's not that big, still. I don't know where everybody's gonna go.
Yeah, it's big enough for 20 people. Just shove them all in different rooms. It's fine. You're fine.
I was thinking about putting the kids into my office and just giving them the Switch and just going, right, bye. All right, and just let them just play on the Switch.
Do you know weirdly what I'm looking forward to most tomorrow night? We have a tradition on New Year's Eve, and I'm sure I've mentioned this already.
No.
But in 2010 or 2011 or something like that, they did like this music thing on Channel 4 after midnight, and Frankie Knuckles did a DJ set.
Okay.
And basically every New Year since then now we play the Frankie Knuckles DJ set at midnight, after midnight, you know, once the sort of the New Year's been sort of sung in, or whatever you want to say. Yeah, and we play Frankie Knuckles, man, until we fall asleep usually, because I'm usually a bit drunk.
We was going to buy fireworks, and then I realised how much fireworks are. And then
I know that, yeah, if you get the fancy ones, they're well expensive, and they last about 3 seconds.
I didn't buy any.
No, don't blame me, man. And you might set yourself on fire or something.
We bought sparklers. We compromised. I mean, I'll get a sparkler for the kids, you know.
Yeah.
The fucking fireworks are expensive, man. Shit.
They are. Right, let's do some shout-outs and get the hell out of here. So we'll come to Duke first.
Yeah, I will shout out the Duchess because she made a good lasagna, and I'll shout out you two for having fun, and I'll shout out Antonio for getting the strong bag reference finally. I will shout out Chinny because he's drawing a picture of Stu, I guess. I don't know what he's doing.
It is me with my VR headset on, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I will shout out...
You haven't seen the pièce de résistance.
Evil Saint and Sumu and Yap. And I will shout out Kay for helping out with the surprise party, and Tara for being there, and everybody else who was at that big gathering this year. It was the best day of my year, definitely, no question. Yeah, Step J and Marcanix and Bongo the Sane and Verbal Rob and Rich Webster and Antonio, and I'm going to leave someone out, Kyle and Phil and Susan and everybody else. Thank you.
What is going on with this picture, Chinny?
You got a big wiener.
I'm drawing you on
I know
VR.
What you're gonna say now.
On VR, but you're excited about it.
I'm glad that you've given me I'm well endowed, I've got to say.
You're looking pretty good. This is a compliment.
It looks pretty good. He looks pretty good.
So I'm drawing you.
Right, of course.
And I'm doing a speech bubble now. So
I'm going to shout out Armar for providing me with lots of advice about setting up a retro Pi. So I've been doing that this week. But he's gave me a link to a really cool Sega Mega Drive case, which I bought. And I've plonked all the shit that needs to go in there. So I've done all of that, you know, and all these circuit boards and connected stuff up. Haven't tried turning it on yet, so I have no idea whether it's going to work or not.
Okay.
So hopefully it will.
He's a good lad, isn't he, Armar?
Oh, yeah, brilliant. And then
he was helping me out with my one, and you know what he said afterwards? He said, sorry if you had better things to do. I was like, Armar, you've been helping me out. I'm very, very grateful. He's just a nice man.
Exactly.
He's just a nice man.
He's lovely. Millie said, like, because she could even overhear me talking to him when we were sorting stuff out, and she's like, oh, he sounds really nice. And I'm like, he is. He's a nice person. So he sorted all that out. He's uploaded this 64 gigabyte image that I'm currently downloading, which I'm probably going to have to leave the laptop on all night to finish off because it's enormous. It's a very big file. So that's when I started to show it, it downloaded about 10 and a half gigs or something like that. So it's still got a way to go. But it's about 30 gigs altogether, apparently compressed.
I think this picture that I've drawn should be the image on the podcast.
I don't think you should.
It's pretty good.
It's quite funny.
Do you want to describe it for us?
By the way.
Do you want to
describe it? I'll describe it.
Yeah,
You've done a picture of me sat on a chair with a VR headset on, and I'm looking slightly excited.
Yeah, and then there's a VR headset. It's a black squiggle, by the way, everybody.
It is, and then there's like a speech bubble thing that says, "Are you watching porn on VR again, Stu?"
I've just thought of. I'm going to add another speech bubble. Hang on.
Okay, then. Yeah, at least you're having fun, Ginny. I like the way you amuse yourself.
The plot thickens.
The plot thickens.
Right. I've just thought of a brilliant line.
While you're doing that, Ginny, you can do your shout-outs, I guess.
Yeah, so I want to shout out... sorry, I was very immersed in that then. I was shout out Lewis, Fletch, and Tara for playing video games with me this week. Lewis and Fletch join me every Thursday. I'm streaming on the internet The internet's huge. It's going to be massive, right? So we're on there, and Thursday, 7 p.m. ish, between 7 and 8, I'll be on. And basically, this week I just said, hey, people say they want to play multiplayer games with me. Come on then. What fucking games you want to play? And everybody shuts the fuck up when you call them out. I've noticed when the shit comes down to it, right? People wobble, Stu. This is what I've learned. Right?
It's true. It's
fucking,
true.
When people come to, oh yeah, I'll come to that thing. Yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come to that. And as soon as the fucking got to put a date in the calendar or money down, people pussy out. All right. So don't pussy out. Come to the stream and play video games with me. So
who didn't? Who didn't?
Well, Lewis and Fletch definitely didn't. But yeah, Lewis wanted to play Overcooked with me, but he didn't download it on the Switch, so he would have waited 5,000 hours for that. But he's downloaded it for next week, and I said to him, Lewis, we will play Overcooked 2 next week. And Daniel Fletch was joined us as well, and I played Overcooked with him. But I did play PUBG with Lewis because he's been sticking around, so I thought I'd play PUBG. So next Thursday, I'm going to be playing Overcooked 2 with Lewis and Fletch. There is a space for one more person. It's got to be on the Switch, right? Yeah, it's got to be on the Switch. That's the end of that sentence.
There you go. Is that it?
And then we might play something else afterwards. So if you want to play a multiplayer game with me next Thursday, then let me know.
There you go. Right. I think we need to get the hell out of here. I think we're done.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Shit is real.
There you go.
I'm waiting to see what's happening here. No, I'm playing.
So on the
friend.
Google Maps.
So
you read
you think
no imp thing.
So you think
no, I'm playing Google Maps.
So you think you're playing like some porn and stuff, but in fact, really, what you're just doing is you're just watching Google Maps. That's how excited you are.
Yeah. Deadly Premonition on VR now. You see, that's probably would have been better. No, I'm playing Deadly Premonition.
No, the question is Deadly Premonition ever better? The answer is always no.
It's always better.
Yeah. Oh, what? No, they've just released Deadly Premonition. That'll be better, won't it? Deadly Premonition.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I think that works. I think that works. Right.
All right,
guys,
we're done here. End of show.
And I'm gonna
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year and all that stuff. And I'm gonna go to bed.
Duke, Stu. I'll see you next year.
For our Game of the Year show, right, guys? Don't forget, we really are going to do this next show.
469.
469.
469.
Yeah, 469.
Saints Row 3 is my Game of the Year.
Well, you can talk about whatever it might be next week. Right. Gotta go,
right.
people.
Have a good night, guys.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
This is pretty good drawing. I like this. Whoa. That's alright, isn't it? How do you save it? Oh, you can say export. That's good, I like this. Sketch.io, my new favourite website. I'm going to export this. Framework. Is there anything I can add? Any jokes we can think of that I can add? Stu, what do you think? I don't know. Oh. When the shit goes down, you better be ready. You better be ready. And then, no. I'll put that there. Rid of that shit. Boom 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 boom. I'm struggling to do this. There you go. Let's do it like that. Eh. Fuck it. I keep fucking it up. Ugh. I had it right the first time. Got the VR game on. Got the pigeon game on VR port. I didn't put on VR. Eh. The fuck? Deadly. Premonition. At this point, the Twitch category should be creative because it's. I wouldn't call it art. It's pretty creative stuff. It'd be funny if I had more viewers than like somebody who's actually talented. That would amuse me. All right. Use the Zoom thing. All right. We're over here. How do you delete things? See, that deletes the whole. I don't want that. How do you delete the line? I don't know. Yes, good night, Antonio. I'm just gonna stay here and do this. Because, oh, there's layers and everything. I don't know. That's pretty good though. Apply that crop. And there you go. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Let's export that. So is the JPEG. There you go. Brilliant. It downloaded. Fantastic. Right, well, I'll catch you later. Thank you, Baron. It is a masterpiece. It's an original Mike Chin. And, well, if you want a signed copy of it, let me know. Oh, look, there I am. Hi. Yeah. And that is that. Have a good new year. Don't get too fucked. Good night.